Can't tell. We are live. I think we're live.
Oh, nice. Yes, we are.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Monday Night Live. I am Peacemaker, Johnny Burns, and today I am rejoined by special guest David from Flix. How you doing, David?
I'm good, man. How are you? Thanks so much for having me again.
Yeah, dude, it was a blast having you on last time. Like, just your shit, movies. If you guys haven't checked out Flix Talk yet, go check him out. He's on Flix Talk. It's Flix Talk across the board, as far as I know. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, obviously, of course. Am I missing anything? What are you like on? You're on Discord and some
TikTok,
other stuff.
Yeah,
Patreon,
Discord, TikTok, Patreon. Yeah,
pretty much. Yep.
Yeah, Flix Talk.
Nice. Nice. All right, so the topic at hand. We're actually 3 minutes early, but that's okay. We could banter for a second. Have you been, man? How was your weekend?
Pretty good. Oh, it was good. It was good. Thanks for asking, man. Just hung out with the family on Saturday. There was a local band that kind of like took over this park, and they're doing like summer concerts in the park and stuff like that. And we brought some drinks out there. Just hung out with my fiance and her family, and my mom, and just the city at hand, pretty much, and just kind of grooved out a little bit. It was like a little funk cover band.
Nice.
So that was cool. Just hung out, had some drinks, and caught up on a lot of editing. Because I do a lot here, so I got to catch up on that second job though.
Editing is like the biggest time crunch when you're a content creator. It's you do all your videos, you do everything on your own.
Oh yeah, everything, man. The thumbnails, the promotion for everything. I just had to figure out recently, because I've been watching the Twilight Zone episodes, is that Paramount owns, like, they do not mess around when it comes to that. If they detect any content, so now I have to AI like remove the music and upload it that way. So there's no music now in my Twilight Zone reactions, and I got to play ball with YouTube, unfortunately, and Paramount.
Just go the funny route and like do your own recording. It's just like do. You know what I mean?
That's a pretty good idea. Yeah, do my own theme song.
I've done shit like that. Like, and usually gets a laugh. So yeah. Because like I don't want to mess up with the copyrights. They're a real pain in the ass.
Oh, I know.
Amanda is here, everybody. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Very, very. No, I was going to say, I don't mind the copyright as long as they don't block the dang video. Like, I don't care. Put it up. I don't care to make any money off it. Just put it up. And
well, money would be nice, though, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Amanda's in the chat. She says, I'm here. I'm running a bit late because I didn't get notified, but oh well, I'm here now. Welcome, Amanda. Amanda's your moderator, correct?
She is. And you know what? Across the board, nobody gets my notifications either. So I don't think they're getting yours. I don't know what's happening. It's a YouTube bug or something going on.
YouTube has gotten a little bit strange in the last year or so, I've noticed.
Yeah, it has.
Just across the board, like the way they kind of notify stuff like that. It's been kind of, I don't know, it's been a bit less when it comes to the content creators, I feel. I don't know.
Especially when it comes to live streaming, too.
Mm-hmm. We got 7 people in the chat. We're off to a good start. It is now 9 o'clock, 8:59, close enough. I've seen this Superman movie twice now. How many times have you seen Superman?
Oh, wow. Just once. I was going to watch a bootleg copy, but I didn't.
I hear you. Well, the first time so I got some notes because and guys in the chat, comment down below. What would you have 10? What would you give Superman 1 out of 10? Comment down below. We're also going to be checking the chat periodically for questions and comments. We're going to pull them up on the screen like we did here with Amanda. So by all means, chime in, and we're going to walk through the movie because I felt the only fair way to do this, and we're going to give our take on that, is to I kind of just took notes every like 5 to 10 minutes of like bullet points of what happens, because it's kind of a lot. I think most people would agree. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10, roughly. But it is a bit of a mess as far as like what happens in this movie, because a lot does happen, So
yeah,
we're gonna walk through it. I got some notes.
I don't know if you saw my review on it, but I did mention that I've only seen the first 2 Superman movies with Christopher Reeve. So I'm not basing it off of Man of Steel, which I actually ordered on 4K because it was like $10 during Amazon Prime's sale a couple of days ago. So I'm like, you know what? I got to watch that because everybody's like, please watch Man of Steel. You will appreciate that one more now. So that's next possibly for me.
True. I mean, there's a very big Snyder base out there who loves Man of Steel. I enjoy Man of Steel a lot. I have a lot of issues with it because I grew up with do you ever watch like the 90s cartoon of Superman? like
I
kind of like
didn't
Batman the
know.
animated series. Okay, so
No, I didn't.
that's kind of my Superman a little bit. Also, Dean Cain, who's actually in the news, Lois
Oh
and
yeah,
Clark, The Adventures of Superman. That was, I mean, I'm a '90s kid, so like that was my Superman growing up. I
I
was
feel like I
always
watched
a
those
Batman
episodes as well
guy.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was primarily a Batman guy, and Superman came second. But that was like my TV show, so it was like the animated TV show, like Saturday morning cartoon, WB, and then also Dean Cain, the beautiful Terry Hatcher as Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And then of course, you got like Smallville, which I watched for a bit, but kind of like after a while, I think halfway through like 12 seasons, I'm like, I'm out. I'm kind of like it's all over the place. I got new
Hmm.
interests in it, but the first 3 seasons I definitely remember. Down in the comments, Jeffrey Miller gave an 8.5 to 10 out of for the new Superman 2025.
Pretty good.
Dick Von Pound, Jesus Christ, gave it a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10.
Hold on. Let's marinate on that name. Dick Von Pound Dat Snatch. I love that.
I'm just gonna call him Chris.
All right.
If he comments again, I'm not gonna keep reading that. I'm just gonna randomly call him Chris. Amanda says, now I'm thinking about it, giving it a 4 stars, but I'm just not a Superman fan. I'm assuming she means out of 5, but I could be wrong. Because I have 10, that's
Might
pretty
be out
low.
of 10.
That's I don't know, man. Is that a 5 or a 10? You're giving it a 4. So because it's not really that long of a movie when you think about it. Most Marvel superhero movies are about like at least 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible was like 3 hours, the newest one. Movies have gotten
Oh God, yeah.
longer. That Jurassic World Rebirth I felt was very long.
Mhm.
So I just got some notes, and I'm just gonna kind of, periodically I'll stop here and there so we can kind of talk about, but just to kind of remind us about what happens in this movie, because I don't think I could do it otherwise. I think I would lose my mind trying to recap every little thing that happens. Not
Yeah,
to
I'd
say
be
I
all over
didn't
the
like
place
it,
too.
right? Not that say I didn't like it, but just that it's kind of like there's a lot. It's a dense movie at times. Amanda says
Mhm.
my friend made me go see it with her husband. Or I'm sorry, her made her go see it with her, but I'm making her go see I Know What You Did Last Summer with me. She hates scary movies. I'm actually seeing that on Wednesday. I got a press
Are you
screening
looking
at
forward to that? I think we talked about that last time, and I'm not really. I think we were both like a little lower on the totem pole of excitement for that one.
listen. I mean, no, I'm really not. It's
Yeah.
purely from the point of view of like I run a horror channel, and it's kind of like this
Yeah.
is the new movie of the week, and it's kind of, and like there's a little bit of curiosity, but like with each passing trailer, I kind of go, oof,
Yeah.
like me and my girl, we watched, we had like a bit of a horror movie '90s marathon where we watched like I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You
Yeah.
Did Last Summer, because like we basically called it like the Scream spin-off universe of movies, because like then we watched like
Mhm.
Urban Legends, that's another one that was
Oh yeah.
bounced off of Scream, and then we watched Urban Legends Final Cut, and that was another one that was just like
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
it's a schlocky fun time if you turn your brain off, and like it's not good. The first one
Yeah.
is I'd say Urban Legends is better than both I Know What You Did Last Summers, and then below those three would be like Final Cut of it feels like a straight to Redbox kind of movie. It's not good. But
Okay.
if you're having a couple cocktails and maybe a few gummies and just enjoying yourself and just going with the flow, like I didn't pay for it, then it's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
We just saw I Know What You Did Last Summer. We rewatched it on 4th of
mhm.
July. I
Did you
think we
like
do that
it?
like every summer now. Yeah, it's a really good rewatch. I can appreciate kind of the dramatics. It's really overly dramatic, especially from oh God, what's her name?
Jennifer Love
The
Hewitt.
main. Yes,
He's
she's so
so over the top.
over the top in that first one. What are you waiting for?
She's
It's iconic.
she's even more over the top in the second one, like with the island. Did you watch the second one?
Mhm.
And she's
Oh
like,
yeah, the
she's walking through the rain, and she's like, it's trailer bait. She's just like, a year ago, me and my friends ran the people. It's like, Julie, shut the fuck up.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't like the second one as much, but I mean I've seen it.
Jack Black and cornrows.
God. Does no one ever talks about the third one that they made? I Always Know What You Did Last
as
Summer or
as
something
they
like that?
shouldn't, because that came out like maybe 5-6 years ago. It was a
Did
straight
you
to
watch
video.
that?
I've seen pieces of it. I think I watched like the Dead Meat episode where they recapped it. They basically just
Okay.
make the fisherman to like a monster man at this point. Like he's like
Oh,
back from the dead and he's like decaying, and it's like it's none of the original characters, none of the original plot. It is purely a cash grab that has no connections whatsoever. I don't consider it canon.
wow.
Jeffrey Miller says, yeah, it was short, but a lot happened, almost chaotic. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Amanda says, probably a 5, probably. The sunglasses are killing me. I took them off. I had to get real when talking about my feelings on the upcoming I Know You Did Last Summer. And to answer that question, I can't say I'm like super excited for it. It's like the same probably way I felt about Megan 2.0, where I'm like, well, this is what's being served up in the horror world today. So okay, let's
Did were
yeah.
you? I don't think I saw a review for if you did one on it. Were you disappointed with the sequel to Megan?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, thank you. That might be the biggest upset of the year for me. I didn't think it would be as bad as I thought. I thought I was gonna have fun, stupid fun with it like I did the first movie, but this one went a whole different route of stupid for me. I mean, I know we're not gonna get a review for it, but I just was like, oh my
I
gosh.
didn't bother with a straight up theater reaction. I didn't bother with a review or an ending explained. I did like a live stream and we talked
Okay.
about it, and that was kind of it. And that was, I guess that was 2 weeks ago. I took last week off because it was like 4th of July weekend and I was kind of just like
Yeah.
so hectic, and I figured everybody else might be too. So but now we're back,
Yeah.
episode 5. But no,
Yeah.
I did not like Megan 2.0, and the box office proves that because it only made like $10 million.
And it's already, I think, out on digital, and now they're saying, oh, on it's gonna
Wow.
have on physical, it's gonna have so many unrated kills and all these extent. No,
No one
no. You should
cares,
have
dude.
released that. Yeah, no one cares. You
They
should have
should have.
released
They
that in the
should have.
beginning.
Yes, they should have put it out in January, like the first movie, and that's why it kind of was like the underdog because no movies come out in January that are good.
True.
And they should have kept the horror genre element to it because that's kind of also what was working for it. And again,
Absolutely.
the first one's kind of just mid. It's not groundbreaking, but
Mm-mm.
they put all their eggs into this basket with the Megan 2.0, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about box office for Superman a little bit. It made $210 million. And I think the box office,
Yeah.
like I think the budget they spent like $500 million almost, pretty much. And I think they have to make like 600. I'm sorry, maybe they spent like
So
200 million or
so
something like that.
yeah, the budget I believe I read was like 220, but you know what?
But you double it
I
for
mean,
marketing.
yeah. See,
Right.
so to be profitable, you have to 2.5 that.
Right.
Times 2.5. So yeah, it's around probably around the 700 million mark.
So it's gonna make like
Um
600 million just to break even.
exactly.
That's
So
crazy.
going back to the budget, I am very I just don't trust a lot of these superhero movies, especially Marvel, because I don't know if you got really deep into them releasing, like Disney released like the tax information and stuff like that, or just the actual budgets, and they found out like Doctor Strange 2 was actually like a crazier budget than what it was, and other movies were Captain America
You
Brave New World with all the
you
reshoots
can't
and stuff.
you can't trust Disney when they release their numbers at all. I have no love or
Yeah.
trust for Disney or Marvel at this point. I mean, I didn't
So it's
even,
like
I didn't even
I
watch
was just
Ironheart, but they talked about it, and like at that
oh,
point,
I did not.
I was so off the train. I was off the train like 3 movies ago, and like I just watched
Yeah.
like what was like Critical Drinker or Nerdotic or literally anybody
Yeah.
that said like it was pretty bad, like not even just like one side of the aisle. Did you see
It,
Piers Morgan talking
yeah.
to Dean Cain and the other guys about
No, I didn't get a chance
Superman?
to watch that. I saw a little like clip of it, like a minute clip, but I didn't get a chance to fully watch the episode.
Just because like that was kind of like I feel like this movie does not have a lot of controversy to it, but they're trying to fabricate some to try to get some buzz going because it's not. I mean, you've seen the movie. We'll talk
So
about it real quick. Did you find it to be
y-
politically charged or controversial?
so I did, but at the same time, it didn't suck me out, and it didn't make me angry or anything like that.
Right.
Um, and going back to what I had said about me only seeing the first 2 Superman movies with Christopher Reeves, I don't know how canon or like how accurate to the comics, like because a lot of coworkers would tell me, well, you know what, Superman's always been very like international and dealing with international problems like this and stuff like that. So if that's the case, then okay. I just mentioned in my review that the timing couldn't be more perfect to create something that is obviously like an Israel-Palestine situation here. At least that's from where I saw it. I mean, you have a dictator with a larger army than the smaller country that they're trying to take over,
Yeah.
and to me, that symbolized Palestine and Israel,
Sure.
and
Or
that's
like
fine if
the
you're gonna.
Ukraine thing too. I've heard that too, like Gaza and stuff like that. They've kind
Okay,
of made
yeah,
that
see, and
connection.
that's fine if you're going to throw that in there because I understand, life imitates art imitates life,
Sure.
and that's fine. And it was it wasn't like bombarding me or pandering at all to me, or it kind of like some people didn't even notice that. Like I know some super fans that were like didn't even notice that, and then I know some people that noticed it but didn't really care, and then I know some people that really noticed it and it made them angry, and they were screaming woke, and they were screaming that this movie sucked because of it. So it's really going to be a divisive thing. How did you come out on the other side?
I mean, I could see how you can connect those dots, but I can't say like I didn't roll my eyes at any point in the movie going, here we go again. They're slapping
Yeah.
us across the face with the political agenda and the subtext. Like, I didn't really get that. Like this movie could have came out 10 years earlier and nobody would have blinked at it. But because we're
Oh
so
yeah.
in the moment of it all, I think it's why. Let's get into the movie because like, you know, let's talk about it. The movie starts out with that scene where like, you know, he crashes in the snow. And we get a bunch of title cards. 300 years ago, metahumans were introduced. 30 years ago, Superman came to Kansas. 3 weeks ago, he stopped Bavaria. I'm gonna fuck it up. Bavaria from invading Jarhapu. I'm trying. 3 hours
Yeah.
ago.
Is that a real place? Is that a real place?
No. They're all
I'm an
they're all
idiot.
made up.
Okay, I was like,
it's like Top Gun Maverick. They made up fake places so nobody will be offended.
gotcha.
3 hours ago, the Hammer of Boravia attacked Superman in Metropolis. 3 minutes ago, he lost his first fight, and this is where Crypto kicks the shit out of him and wakes him up. It's all in the trailer. That's like they drop you in cold. You don't see the fight. You're just like, all right. And I'm like, fucking Dogma, just kind of just kicking him and shit. Apparently, this movie is like a love letter to James Gunn's dog, from my understanding.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
like
see, I didn't even know that.
It's his. Well, they actually scanned his dog. He talks about his dog all the time. And it's like, and you kind of, Crypto is kind of the star of the movie, if you think about it. He's in a lot of the movie.
It might be a hot take. I didn't like Crypto at all whatsoever.
But you could see why people would like you could see what they were doing with him though. They were like putting him front and center. He kept coming in like an ex machina to save the day.
Yeah, but isn't that what superhero movies do? They throw an animal or some kind of creature for you to just fall in love with, a Groot or some kind of little toy that they can just make $1 billion off of alone.
Of course.
When
Ever
I went
since
to
George Lucas, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. When I went to my local Regal to see this one, and I usually go to AMC, but the Regal was showing it early. They had a Crypto, like it looked like Crypto, but like in front of them was like a dog bowl, but it was for like popcorn.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought that was super cool.
Yeah. I saw it at my theater too. Like they had like it was like a newsstand, like that you grab a newspaper out of, and like on the one side it had Crypto, and the other had Superman.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Miller says there will always be something to dissect every plot, something to be mad about. For some people, the guy who works for Variety, I forget his name, and not that I want to name drop him anyway, but there's like images or videos of him on the red carpet at the premiere, like just trying to get like a soundbite out of Sean Gunn, James Gunn, Nathan Fillion, and like Nathan Fillion was smart. He didn't take the bait. He's like, it's just a movie. I'm walking away. Sean Gunn dove in.
Oh, he went right in. I compared that guy to Cookie Monster. He sounded like a cookie. His voice is just very that growly voice, and I didn't want to make fun too much because I didn't know if he had like some kind of throat thing going on. But I've seen that guy before, the one with the bow tie, and he really goes for the jugular, which is brave, and I can appreciate that because sometimes you don't want to tiptoe around shit, but at the same time you don't want to just be there to create like a click rage bait clip, right? And it seems like that's what he just plans to do. And but yeah, like you said, Sean Gunn was like, yeah, it's this and that, and Superman's an immigrant, and that was like the whole big thing that they were running with. And
but he
I
just
didn't think that would hurt the movie,
but he did say immigrants. He didn't say illegal immigrants, and people seem to forget that part.
True.
I mean, they really tried to spin that every time they get a buzzword or a quote,
Yeah, I talk about this all the time, especially recently, is that people like to lump in the two. And no, a legal immigrant and an immigrant are two totally completely different things.
Right.
And I wish people would know the difference, because a lot of people are trying to normalize just the one word and try to do the symbiotic thing, and they are two different things. That's the whole thing. And I understand them trying to shimmy it into this as like a talking point when it doesn't really even need to be. I mean, we know that he comes from a different planet. And real quick, I just remember that where Lex Luthor yells, "You're an alien!" at the end. Yes. And I in my mind I laughed and I was like, "A legal alien?"
Yeah. I did. I did see your review. Yeah, I did watch it. I was watching it on the drive home. I had it plugged up to the Bluetooth. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I couldn't help but think that.
Yeah. Let's see. Amanda says, "I come to a movie to escape away from the politics. Just saying. Yeah, I get you, Amanda. I don't think this is too bad though, because Superman is always kind of like involved with like stopping giant conflicts that everyday people can in a way. Maybe not. I guess not every case. So we're okay. So the movie kicks off. Crypto takes him to the Fortress of Solitude. Fortress of Solitude is pretty cool. What'd you think of the robots? Do you like them?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about them. I don't know if they're part of the comic or anything like that, or how
I
deep in
don't.
the
I
lore
don't
are
think
they?
so.
But
I don't remember
okay.
robots being part of that. I mean, maybe they are. I haven't read every single Superman, but when I ask you all this stuff, like I'm a Batman fan. I don't
Okay.
know all the lore of Superman. I know some of it from TV shows, but like when we talk about this stuff, I mean just like a superficial level of like you watch the movie, what'd you think? Not
They were okay. I mean, they could. I definitely felt like they were in the wheelhouse of a James Gunn creation,
yeah,
because that's what he kind of likes to create, these quirky characters sometimes, or even like side characters. And I felt a little bad when they got like torn to shreds
yeah,
by the engineer. So I did feel a little
uh-huh,
bad. But I thought they were cool, and especially when they're pulling him in, and I think one of the robots, I forget what number it was like, "Oh, he looked at me" or something. I think
uh-huh,
like little things like that are kind of funny, because
yeah.
even though they mentioned, "Oh, we don't have any feelings," this robot still said, "Oh, he looked at me." It's like
Well,
a human reaction.
in the end, he says, like, you look distinctive. He's like, he's like, oh, thanks, Four. He's like, Four is not a name. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, so is Gary. He's like, all right, I'll call you Gary.
Yeah.
The movie kicks off, which I think was a controversial part for me. I think a lot of people. Bradley Cooper, who plays Jor-El, is playing on a loop because it soothes him.
Yeah,
Um,
that was very interesting. It was kind of shocking. It took me a little while.
right.
Because a lot of people around me were like, "Oh, they went like that," and they pointed, and I was like, "Oh, okay." He looked a
Uh-huh.
little thinner, like in his face a little bit, the jaws a little bit, because I'm used to
Yeah,
like the big scruffy, like a Star is Born Bradley Cooper. But I
sure.
thought that's cool that they implemented him in this to give his lines, and same with was the wife someone a big star at all?
I
Do you
don't
know?
think so. I looked at
Okay.
her. I didn't really see a lot. Superman gets recharged, heads back to the fight, loses again. He gets thrown right into the gravel again. Ultraman goes all the way back to Bavaria just to take a time portal back to LexCorp because I guess he has to appear to be in Bavaria like he's not working for him. We
Right.
meet the Daily Planet. We meet Mom and Pa Kent. They're basically country bumpkin idiots. I know a lot of people have been saying this. They're like, why is Mom and Pa Kent so dumb? Like I've never seen any incarnation of like in anything why they're that
Yeah.
like simple minded. And I was kind of it didn't bother me, but like if I'm really dissecting like what do I think, I'm like could have been better. I think.
Yeah. And I know that actor too. I've seen him a lot in 80s and 90s movies, the one that played Pa. And I don't know if you've seen that actor as well. So, did you notice when they focus in on his face, he has this condition. He actually does have a
Eye
real condition
twitch.
where his
Yeah.
eyes flip back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I could see like I could tell the audience was like, what is going on with this guy's eyes? And it's just like a part of him, obviously. So I noticed he was squinting a lot like that to possibly try to deflect from showing that. Um,
I
Other
know him
than that,
from the movie Identity from 2003 with John Cusack where they all go to the motel.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do remember that movie. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the criminal in the chair in the end
Hmm.
when they
Yeah, he
find out
usually
the big
plays a lot of
reveal.
like smaller characters
Yeah,
in movies. But I thought he was okay. I mean, yeah, they're simpletons and where is this in Smallville's and where? Is that
Kansas,
Delaware?
Kansas.
Kansas, okay. Yeah, I mean, you can generalize an area. I don't really care when it comes to that. I know a lot of people go, "Oh, well, like stop generalizing the South or like these certain small like towns and stuff like that." And it's like, but this is the thing too. I mean, if you're gonna do I'm sure they do their research. If someone doesn't have proper homeschooling, they're gonna sound a certain type of way. If someone comes from a certain area, you're gonna expect a certain inflection in their voice. I come from California. A lot of people tell me I have a certain way I talk or whatever. I mean, if you go to the East Coast, you have the East Coast accents, right? So I expected certain mannerisms from them, but once
And,
again, I didn't know
and
who to compare them to.
right,
So
and I was not like in that boat of people that were saying like, oh, you're doing people in Kansas dirty. I looked at it more from the
mm,
point of view of like, if you know what Superman is and represents, and you kind of understand the idea that he was raised by Mom Pa Kent, and that's why he is who he is.
yeah,
Backtracking it back to these characters who just seem so kind of like dim, seems kind of odd to me. These don't seem like the parents that made Superman the man that he is today. But that's just my take from what they gave us.
Why didn't Superman have an accent? Wouldn't he have had an accent? I mean, at a young age like that?
Hold on a second. Hold on, your audio cut out.
Oh, did it?
Let me make sure it's not on my end.
Check, check, check.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, check, check, check.
Hold on.
It
oh no, this is so.
Did everything cut out for me or?
Nope. Can you hear me?
Check. Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you, buddy. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on.
All right, let's see. Check one, check two.
Let me go into the Can you guys hear
check
David?
One, check.
Can you guys hear Flix talk on your end when he talks? David, say something.
Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Can you guys hear him? Because like I'm checking the settings. I know we had this problem. He says I can hear.
He says I can hear.
Man, that's such a. Just unplug and replug this.
No problem.
Sorry about this, everybody.
Thank you guys for being here too. Shouts out
David?
Jeffrey. Shouts out Amanda. Yes.
Why does it do this? Hold on.
Right.
Hold on.
We'll keep it going.
Just go into settings really quick. Camera, audio.
Jeffrey said I saw 2 Kentuckians YouTubers reviewing, and they said this about the parents. This is so authentic.
Say something, David.
Okay. Check, check, check. 1, 2.
Jesus,
check.
Why is this not working?
No.
Oh my god, dude.
I kind of want to visit Kentucky now to see if they talk like that.
I can't hear anything. This is so.
No. Maybe something's going on with the headphones.
No, it's not. It's not that because when I go to play it through like my iMac speakers, it doesn't. I can't hear you either, which is really annoying.
Oh, weird.
Because I'm looking at it. Echo. Nope.
Yes, Amanda, please stand by.
How about now?
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Pain, son of a bitch.
That's weird.
No.
Check, check, check. 1, 2,
edit
1,
name,
2.
Edit mic settings.
Check, check, check.
No. I'm sorry, guys. I have no idea why this is doing this. Give me 1 second. See if I can get it fixed up.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Test, so weird.
Test.
Okay, that should have done it. Here. How about now?
Check 1, 2, 1, 2.
Nope. Shit. God damn it. Ah, this is so stressful.
Technical difficulty. Oh, we have all the time, guys. Don't worry. We have all the damn time.
Okay, let's see here. Are you sure?
Check 1, 2, 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check, check, check.
Hold on a second. All right, you know what? Just try something out for me. Leave and come back if you can.
Okay.
Because I don't know what else to do on my end because I went through every single setting on StreamYard and nothing seems to be working on the audio end. I have no idea why it does it like this. Sorry, everybody. I do apologize. Give us 1 second. Jeffrey says he can hear. Amanda can hear. Yeah, sorry, guys. All right, technical difficulties. I'm telling y'all. All right. Let's see if we can get him back in the chat. The second he comes back, we'll give it a go again. Amanda wants to know if we're planning on seeing Happy Gilmore. I know I am. I mean, I'm not having the highest of expectations, but it should be okay. David?
All right.
Yes. All right, we're back. I don't know why. I had Sledgehammer Horror on last 2 weeks ago, and the audio dropped out. I couldn't hear him, and I went into the settings, and for my StreamYard must be possessed by ghosts because it changed it on its own. I didn't touch anything. I was sitting here looking at you or looking at him the whole time, and when I went in there, I saw that it changed, and I went just now to check it, and nothing. So, I'm gonna take your advice. I'm gonna really learn that OBS so that I don't have to default to StreamYard.
I was just about to say, yeah. I have another buddy.
It's a little more complicated, but I'll get it.
I have another buddy that was like, "Oh man, I hate StreamYard so much right now." Well, I mean, I know they sold the company recently or a couple years back, so maybe they tweaked some things.
Jeffrey Miller says, I saw 2 Kentuckians YouTubers reviewing, and they said This about the parents. This is so authentic. LOL. Well, it's Kansas, not Kentucky, so
I mean, was that sarcastic or was that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not even the accent. It's just like the matter of like that they're dim. Like they should have had more heart. I feel like as the characters.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it right off the bat because these have to be Superman fans on Twitter because people were saying I've watched it 5 times and I cry every time. I didn't feel anything in this movie. Did you?
No, I didn't.
And I'm a Pisces. Oh, I mean, I cry all the time. Oh, my audio's low now. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, if you want, can you do like a dial on your microphone? You could like turn up slightly, maybe. I'm so afraid of messing this thing up again.
I know what's happening. There's an automatic mic adjustment.
I can hear you just fine, but then again,
you can.
I can. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I just watched you raise it up. Yeah, I think it's better. You're definitely a little bit lighter now. All right, so let's move through this movie a little bit. Jimmy Olsen is a chick magnet for reasons I'll never understand. That girl Eve, that's Lex Luthor's girlfriend, has the hots for him. She keeps calling him up, and like I look at this guy and I'm like, he's such a nerd. Like I don't have anything against the actor. I've seen him in other stuff. I think he's on like what was that show with Drew Barrymore? It was like the Santa Clarita Diet or something like that. He was in a couple different things that I thought he was kind of funny or interesting in, but like he's not a ladies' man.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow.
I think my audio is a little better. Is it blaring now?
Yeah, but I was like, God, is that you?
It is me, God.
Jor-El?
Is that a little better?
That's perfect, I think.
Okay, because I had it set. It was at 40. Sorry.
Lex Luthor tries to convince the government to take out Superman, but they tell him no because the optics would not be good. People trust Superman. Yeah. Pretty typical Lex Luthor thing to do. Lois interviews Superman. This is in the trailer. It goes poorly. Lois says that she knew this wouldn't work out. This is the big scene where he's like, people are going to die. I like that scene. I thought she was kind of like, I don't know. I'm really happy Lois Lane was not your typical Marvel type character, if that makes sense.
Now I'm just remembering now that you're going over these lines.
Yes.
I was a little upset at her journalism skills, so to speak. Because to me, it's either you can't have it both ways. Is this going to be a superhero movie or is this going to be a very like technical, like because she's talking about you can't fly over these borders without asking permission. You can't
ask the president.
Yeah. It's like, and he says people are going to die, and that's the superhero part of it. You just do things because that's the right thing to do, and she seemed very against that, and I that's what kind of was throwing me for a loop. Like, what are they going to throw at me here as far as how they want this movie to go? And I wasn't getting angry. I was just getting a little like, come on, don't you understand the urgency of what's he stopped the war. He stopped the war, so it's like
right. But I guess we have to have some type of you can't make the conflict too big because they have to kind of work it out by the end. That's kind of my take on it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of dumb. Like, Lois Lane's never been in the trenches. She's never been on a battlefield and watched people get blown away. And like, do you know what I mean? Like, so I think she's missing that a little bit. I'm more concerned by the fact that like he's been dating her for like 3 months. She already knows his true identity. I'm like, that's quick.
That was very quick. I didn't know if they were going to reveal that, and then they did. And
it seems like she's known for a while a little bit. It's just like, oh, okay, so that. But again, he's like year 3 Superman. It's kind of, to me, it reminded me of like Robert Pattinson, the Batman, where it's like he's new, he's still figuring it out. He hasn't, figured. This is very much like a coming of age story if you really do break it down, because Superman kind of starts this kind of like he hasn't found his path yet, and then by the end through the different parentals he kind of figures it all out. Lex Luthor infiltrates the Fortress of Solitude, destroying everything, kidnapping Crypto, deciphering the rest of Jor-El's message to Clark. He also releases a Kuju in Metropolis as a means of a distraction. Super fights the Kaju with the help of the Justice Gang, which includes Miss Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, and Mr. Fantastic. What did you think of the Justice Gang? And if you're watching at home, comment down below. I want to know what you guys thought.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty fun. Even though I didn't really enjoy the haircut that they gave Green Lantern. I mean, it's fine. He was very charismatic, though. I liked him a lot. I like his powers the most, as far as the ring. And I don't know too much about these characters other than what I'm seeing. I did see Green Lantern back in the day. What's up, Sin? so they were fun. I didn't know anything about Mr. Terrific, so when we
Me
finally
neither.
learned a little bit about him, I could just tell he was very like Tony Stark-y a little bit. He kind of had like his
Kind of.
smarts.
I was
know,
getting a
he had-
Batman vibe a little bit because he's very stoic.
Okay, yeah,
you
very
know?
technical.
Doesn't
he
do
kinda knew,
emotions.
yeah, like stand back. I'm gonna handle this type of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for his, I guess, his power of throwing the spheres everywhere. I like that they could create like a barrier and stuff like that. I just thought it could have been a little bit cooler. And then Hawkgirl, I thought was totally terrible. I'm sorry. She just wasn't up to par with everybody else. Like, I mean, I understand she could fly, she screams, and she has like that weapon and stuff like that, and that's cool. But it just wasn't.
She kills a Bavarian leader.
Yeah. I like the line that she says, something about like
I'm not Superman.
like Superman. Yeah, I'm not Superman or whatever, and she just lets him go. That was kind of cool. But
well, that is Dina from The Last of Us.
what is that? What do you mean?
The TV show The Last of Us season 2.
I didn't watch the second season.
Oh,
yeah.
I looked it up. I'm like, oh, she's Dina. Yeah.
That's to me, that's Dora the Explorer. So that's how I remember her. So.
She's the one that's having the baby with Ellie.
Oh, she's also having the baby in Alien
Ellie's
Romulus.
Right. Yeah. The one where Ellie's gonna that meme you've seen of like, I'm gonna be a dad. Dina's the one having the baby. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't think
Don't
she
get
had
me
enough
started
to,
on that woman.
I don't think Hawkeye had enough to do. Hawkgirl had enough to do in this movie to really have an opinion on it. Like, cause it's like she's kind of there. She pokes the thing in the eye. The Kaju with like the thing. They have the scene later where she's like, they're talking about should we go save Superman, and she's kind of just like a Gen Zer on the couch, kind of being like, whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of give me like Negasonic teenage whatever from Deadpool, like the moody
Very
teenager
true.
type. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're very self-centered, just into themselves, and I totally get it and stuff. And ultimately, a lot of them don't really even want to help Superman at that point because they think that he's. I think that might have been one of the most interesting aspects of it for me, at least, because it really shows you. It kind of pulls this more modern twist on a Superman, where Lex Luthor can manipulate the public perception of him, and I like that. Now that's the modern edge that I like, because that's what we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Someone can just come up with a rumor or fake news or whatever you want to call it, and if they have enough power behind them, that shit will run. Like, they could spin it. It doesn't matter if it's against a Superman or not.
I had issues with that too, though, a little bit, though, because like, if you tried to put it like in a modern setting, for example, and let's just say that we had a Superman in real life, and then somebody like Elon Musk or who's the guy from Facebook, the social network guy, Mark Zuckerberg, or Jeff Bezos. If one of these guys came out and was like, Superman is evil, I don't think the public would be so quick to buy into what they're saying, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah,
that's just my point of view. I'm like, we're not. I mean, do you trust these billionaires? I mean, how many billionaires do you trust? Entirely.
I don't personally. I mean, but at the same time, yeah, you're right. I mean, that switch on Superman was very, very quick. I do think we live in an era where if you have enough money, you can kind of buy influence at this point.
Yeah, because you can.
Unfortunately,
you can essentially just like, if you say it enough, people will believe it. And if you have the money, you can keep saying it. Get it to them constantly. I think they said in psychology, if you hear something 7 times, you start to buy into it.
Okay, that makes
sense. So if you have the money like Lex Luthor, then and you constantly, and if you have your little monkey bots typing away all day, then I guess you can kind of do that.
That was the best. A coworker and I were just talking about that because he has not seen the movie yet, but he saw that frame on Twitter, and I'm like, yeah, I mean the whole bot thing. That's why everybody was saying that Lex Luthor was Elon Musk because he had that.
I can see it a little bit, but then again, like I don't think it was too on the nose. It was general enough that it could have been like any shady kind of billionaire or something like that, kind of mogul, something like that. I like that this movie didn't go too heavy or hammy with trying to be like winking at the camera. Like Mickey 17 was very clearly taking shots at like Trump. For Mark Ruffalo was very much playing a Trump allegory type of thing. I didn't really get that in this movie with any real life type of stuff. Okay. Superman saves a squirrel. That's in this movie.
See, I'm glad that you wrote that note down because it happened so quick, and that part I burst out laughing. I really did. But yes, I do remember that part now.
Mr. Fantastic kills the kaiju with an explosive to the stomach. Superman doesn't love that because he's Superman.
Yeah.
But no one is clapping because Lex has released the footage of Jor-El saying that Clark should go to Earth, take as many wives as he can, and start a harem and rule over the people. Now this is where I think, and comment down below what you guys think, because this is very different from the canon within the Superman lore. This is very much a James Gunn thing. I've never heard anything about Jor-El telling his son Superman to go start take many wives and start a what did he call it?
Well, that goes back to me him manipulating the story. I mean, they didn't say that. He put that.
No,
in
by the end of the movie, see, it's confusing because they go.
In there. I think he put that in there.
But no, because by the end of the movie, Mr. Fantastic has a whole bit, and it's not well written, so it's not on you. But I've seen it twice because I had the same question. I'm like, oh, in a world where we have AI, it has to be fake. Like, who would believe this? Not only are you translating it, at best you could say, oh, it wasn't translated properly. At worst, like, billionaire Lex Luthor probably is full of shit, and this is a deep fake. Cyan Corner says, my favorite characters were Mr. Fantastic and Green Lantern. The rest was largely underwhelming. Yeah, I mean, I could totally see your point of view on that. Also says, Hawkgirl didn't look the part of the comic was, and she didn't look like someone who had put in any effort to come across as a character who would kick your ass. Yeah, again, she was very, like, she's there, but almost like as window dressing. Like, I don't know anything about her. She didn't do anything in the movie that was like, oh, well, the movie wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Hawkgirl. But, she's a cool-looking concept. It's cool watching her fly around with wings and a giant mace hitting people in the eye. It's whatever. And Sin says, no, it wasn't faked. It becomes clear. And, yeah, the ending kind of reveals that, too, because he switches the videotapes to Mom Pa Kent instead of the regular tapes of the mom of his Kryptonian parents.
Okay, well then that totally doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, why would
it doesn't make sense to Superman. Like, I mean, I know you haven't. Well, you've seen the first two Superman movies with Marlon Brando playing Jor-El. Mm-hmm. Right,
and it's that seems totally out of the nature of start a harem. That doesn't sound like anything that he would say.
I mean, maybe like that sounds like something Zod would say. I mean, you haven't seen Man of Steel yet, but like Zod, part of his plan, and spoilers, is like to go to Earth and like turn that into like the new Krypton. And basically like he wants to clear the humans off the planet and bring Kryptonians, rebuild them. That sounds like Zod. That does not sound like Jor-El. Jor-El has always been in opposition. Like, there's no way. Sin says the problem is that this is so at odds with the first part of their message that the twist about the second part feels very poorly thought out, writing-wise. Yeah, because you know what? It is a little jarring. Like, can you imagine somebody writing a letter, and like the letter is like, son, this is your dad. I love you. I want you to go to humanity and show them what you can do and be the light in the darkness. Oh, and by the way, take a bunch of wives and take over them. Like, it doesn't make any sense. P.S. By the way, go start a harem. Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But like, and that's where we're in the movie, because I know we're kind of getting off track. I'm trying to move it past it. No one is clapping when they save the day from taking down the kaiju, because Lex has released the footage of Jor-El saying that Clark should go to Earth, take many wives, and start a harem and rule over people. That is the end of Act 1. We're only 40 minutes into this 2-hour movie. Act 2, the Justice Gang calls out Superman for the video, claiming it couldn't have been faked. I think Mr. Fantastic is the one who's like, it couldn't be faked, man. There's all these specialists, they couldn't fake. I know those people personally. It couldn't be fake. Again, I don't know how that works. Again, it's a line of dialogue, and we kind of have to just go with it. And we're like, all right, but next scene. That's kind of what this movie does to you. Superman realizes where the footage was stolen from, and he heads back to the Fortress of Solitude. Meanwhile, the world very quickly starts to cancel Superman for being a traitor. The government wants to take him in. We find out that the president of Bavaria is working with Lex Luthor, and Superman realizes that crypto has been stolen, so he goes to pay Lex a visit. This is the clip that was playing on YouTube like a couple days before it came out, where he walks in and he flips the desk over. He's like, "Where's the dog?"
That was the most angry I saw him in the whole movie. I think that was the most angry.
He got all John Wick on him.
If he would have kept that same energy the whole movie,
angry Superman.
Yeah, even when he's fighting what's the name? The alternate Superman? The
Bizarro. They don't call him
yeah,
Bizarro, but like he's
well, no,
Bizarro.
what's his name in the movie though? He has a name.
Ultraman.
Ultraman. He doesn't even seem that angry. He's getting shot in the face with laser eyes, and he's just like, nah. Like,
Ultraman reminded me of Black Noir from The Boys. Did you ever see that?
No, I only saw the first season of that movie.
Oh.
That show.
There's a character that walks around like wearing a black hood, and he doesn't say anything. And he's very like he just follows orders and stuff like that. And it's very different in the comics. The TV show did something completely different with it. But in the comic version of The Boys, by the end of the series, we find out that Black Noir is actually a clone of Homelander. So like to me, it feels like they kind of like took that idea and dropped into this with Black Noir being Ultraman. And this is where we get a cameo from Peacemaker, which is pretty funny. I love how Michael Ian Black is the news reporter guy, the guy who's like, you know what I'm talking about? He used to do those shows. I Love the '90s on VH1. He was like one of the commentators.
Oh yeah. I know I've seen him before on something. I just don't remember what.
Yeah,
he's in other stuff too. Other like
he's been in like pop culture. Like he's like a stand-up comedian. He's done a lot of like TV stuff. But it's very much like you could tell like this is a James Gunn type of pick. But I liked it. I liked the casting in James Gunn movies for the most part. Amanda says, "Who do you think would win in a fight, Superman or Ace Ventura?"
That's funny.
I can't tell if she's serious or not.
No, it's just because of my shirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You didn't see my Ace Ventura shirt this whole time, you mean?
I've been dealing with audio, man, for having a small panic attack on this. I do like it though. What's he doing? He's just like free lift it up so we could see it?
Oh yeah, he just just a goofy little
Ace Ventura
montage.
And Ace Ventura. Nice.
Yeah, just a montage collage. But yeah, no, I like that he shimmied in, the Peacemaker thing because I actually really like the first season of Peacemaker. I thought it was I like when they can go above and beyond to be edgy and just get a little more hardcore with it as far as the violence goes and the subject nature. A lot of the characters I could have done without, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it. It was a wacky show. I thought it was a great piggyback off of the Suicide Squad that James Gunn came off with. That's why I was really excited to see what he could do with this. And everybody keeps telling me I don't like the direction James Gunn went with this, so that makes me want to watch all the Supermans in between because I grew up with Marvel. I grew up with James Gunn, even all the trauma shit that James Gunn was a part of. So I'm used to the wacky stuff.
Yeah.
So everybody wants a different type of Superman, it seems like, and.
I feel like Superman is like Batman, where like there's so many different versions where like everybody loves Batman because in their head they have their own Batman. Like if you're like an older person, you might like the campiness of like Adam West in the TV show. Mm-hmm. you might like Michael Keaton. You might like Kevin Conroy. I don't think anybody really loves George Clooney. I mean,
no, they didn't.
Val Kilmer, rest in peace. I think he's kind of like bleh, but he's there.
I think it was more the movies themselves, like the actual execution of the movies that were very, very poor. But for the most part, I think the sentiment remains is that mostly everybody's Batman portrayal was pretty good. I think obviously there's better ones than others, but yeah, it's the execution of the movie as a whole. I think that kind of puts it all together.
My point being, is like Batman can be like your own pick your own adventure kind of Batman. Like you can get whatever vibe you want based on which direction or movie or comic you go with. Where like it's a universal thing. I think Superman's the same way. He could be serious, he could be dark, or he could be super light and Saturday morning cartoons. Amanda says, "I am being serious." Okay, then I have to go with Superman whooping the shit out of Ace Ventura.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, come on.
Chris, that's how I'm calling you. The sequel, Superman and Friends, should have Amy Adams from Arrival come in as an aliens linguistic expert and I forgot she was that, and tells everyone the recording is fake and they're dumb for blindly believing experts. Yeah, okay. I find I think Amy Adams was probably like the worst. Well, you didn't see it, but I think Amy Adams is probably the worst Lois Lane in all the Lois Lanes.
Which one does she play?
She's Lois Lane, Man of Steel, the one you're probably watching tomorrow or so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be watching that. I'll be watching it this week for sure.
Yeah. It's a pretty good movie. I can't say it's better than this one. I mean, this one's kind of fresh. I think they're both. I feel like I've seen better than both Man of Steel and this new one. And I like
Okay.
both of them. But like I think like if you want like true Superman, watch like the 90s cartoon because like they really nail Superman down pat, kind of like the Batman Kevin Conroy Batman does.
Mm-hmm.
And watch Christopher Reeve. Christopher Reeve is like perfect as Superman. It's a little
Yeah.
dated. It's a 3-hour movie. The first Superman
Oh, yeah.
movie. If you watch
Yeah.
like the extended cut, I guess it was. That's the version that I
I
found
think
by
I
mistake.
think that might have been the one that I watched.
It's long. I watched it like a Netflix show where I watched like an hour, did something else, came back, watched another hour and a half. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's a good movie. I love Gene Hackman. I think Michael Rosenbaum is probably the best Lex Luthor to date, but Gene
That's
Hackman's
what I
pretty
hear.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of Lex in this one? Because we didn't talk about Lex too much.
Look, there were definitely some moments when he goes full on Kylo Ren and he throws like a tantrum and starts crying and yelling and he's a little bit annoying. But he does have some moments, little glimmers here and there that I'm like, all right, I like I mean, look, he beats the shit out of Jesse Eisenberg, who played Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman. I mean, that was fucking atrocious. He's better than that.
Yeah.
But I think he's like mid. Like he's 5 out of 10, and I think all the other ones are kind of better. Yeah. He's fun. Like
Okay.
he's not awful, but like he's a little bit of a moody. I don't know. I mean, like when he's breaking those mugs and like pick up the pencils, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Rosenbaum is easily the best because he's nuanced. He has layers to him. You understand why he's that way. And I don't like Smallville, but I like when I look at Smallville, it has some of the best ofs. Like Michael Rosenbaum is the best Lex Luthor. Ma and Pa Kent from Smallville are the best versions of all the versions. But Tom Welling is just he doesn't bring that optimism or that hope that you want. Like he doesn't want the job. You know what I mean? Like he's very like ugh, like he's put upon. That's not Superman. And I know it's supposed to be like Smallville growing up, but like even by the end when he's the Blur, as they call him, and he's basically Superman, it's kind of just like eh.
Now, when we compare movies to series, do you think that because you spend so much time with these characters during a series, you're gonna fall in love with them a little more? Are you gonna because you learn so much more about them instead of a 2 hour block or whatever?
I mean, I see where you're going, but like again, like because like I watched Smallville when it came out on TV back in the day,
Mhm.
and yes, that can happen, but you can also hate a character watching them fuck up a character again and again and again and again. So yeah, it can cement your feeling on their interpretation one way or the other. Sure, I don't try to get too biased on it though because it's like I try to go in fresh with every take. You know what I mean? I wasn't like that's not Henry Cavill. I was like, yeah, I know it's not. It's fine. Like it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Superman goes to talk to Lois. He's kind of bummed out while a giant testicle is seen fighting the Justice Gang in the background.
A giant testicle? Is that what you said?
Yep. I mean, that's what it looks like. It's a giant pink testicle with arms, and like he's kind of sitting there brooding, drinking hot chocolate, and she's kind of just like, what's wrong? Aren't you supposed to be out there fighting? And he's like, he's bummed
I'm trying to
out.
remember what it looked like. I thought it was like a I thought it had tentacles. Or
It
like
does.
oh, okay.
Do your
Is that the
testicles
play on
not have
words?
tentacles?
That's like a Japanese
I
horror
should
movie right
I should
there.
go see a doctor. But this is where Superman talks about how kindness is the real punk rock. And I like this, man. That punk rock song by the Teddy Bears and Iggy Pop. I've been playing that in my car since I saw the movie. Like it's such a banger James Gunn kind of song. Like the one they play at the very end.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just me.
I think that scene that you're talking about right now, where he kind of takes a break to talk to Lois. Now I get it. Now a lot of people were saying, "Man, this is like he has very beta moments."
He
And
does.
I hate to compare him to these terms that we use nowadays and stuff like that. And I can understand it. I mean, I'm not saying he's like the wimpiest Superman that I've seen so far, but like he definitely has a lot of moments of doubt. But I can appreciate when he gets his ass kicked because there are foes that are greater than him or give him a challenge at least. And that's what you want to see. You don't want to see Superman knock out kaijus in one punch or, save an entire, village in one swoop. At least I don't. I want to see a little
No.
bit of a challenge to kind of build up to that epic moment, right? But in this one, he gets knocked down maybe a little bit too much, or he has way too much doubts, and he lets other things get to him, like the social media thing, and he just has a lot of
Super
doubts in
shit.
this one. Yeah, the super shit. Hashtag super shit, right? And I guess that's where people are talking about, and you know how the internet is, man. They'll nitpick one thing, and that'll be the whole movie. He's too
Yeah.
weak. Movie sucks. That's kind of what
Right.
people think nowadays. But yeah, I can kind of see it and understand it now, and yeah, it just makes me want to see more Superman movies.
There you go. Superman decides to turn himself in because the only way he can find crypto. So Rick Flag Sr., because like this is still canon connected to the Suicide Squad, the one that James Gunn put out.
Yeah.
I guess like a couple years, 2020 was during the pandemic. And if you remember, Peacemaker kills him, and because of that, Rick Flag Sr., his dad, is like mad and he wants like, I guess he hates metahumans and stuff like that. I don't know, but
What's that actor's name? He's been in like a lot of not B movies, but like kind of like
Which one?
straight to DVD movies. God, the one
Rick
that's
Flag, the guy who's
yeah, I think it's the actor you're talking
Yeah,
about. I don't know
he's in
his
those
real
Purge
name, but-
movies. He's also like Crossbones and like the Captain America movies.
Okay, maybe it's not the same actor then. Sorry.
But yeah, Rick Flag Sr. takes him to a pocket universe where he is detained in a cube with Metamorpho holding him at bay with a kryptonite arm.
Okay.
What'd you think of
Oh
Metamorpho?
yeah, it is Rick Flag Sr. This guy Frank
Yeah.
Grillo. That's who
Frank
I'm talking
Grillo.
about.
Yeah, the guy
Yeah.
from the Purge and Marvel.
He's in a bunch of like not B movies, but like straight to DVD movies, like or streamer movies and stuff like that. I'm sorry. What was the question? What did I think of who?
Metamorpho, the guy who was like creating kryptonite out of his hand.
I thought he was very cool. The Thing, when he opened his mouth, I was like, oh my God, give him a different voice. Give him a deeper, growly, more intense voice. He came out like he was a Deadpool character or something like that. Hey, sorry guys, that's my baby over there. Like I did not like the voice.
Well, he's that
What'd you
actor.
think?
He was fine. I know Dick Von Poundersnatch over there. This guy, he told me that he liked this character. He was like, "Oh, I saw that character. It was great." I thought he was. I mean, the only problem I had with this character is that like he starts off being very much like Superman's talking to him, and he's like, "Shut up!" and he hits him with the kryptonite, and he's like, "Ah!" And then like later on, after they do like the Russian roulette scene, which is kind of funny. Like, I didn't see that coming.
I like that scene.
I did too. But like after that, like he leaves, he starts crying. He's like, "Oh, he shot that poor man. You know what? I will help you." It seems like it kind of switches on a dime really quick.
Yeah, that was a little. I didn't think it was gonna get that guy as emotional as
Right? He just starts crying out of nowhere.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a switch, but I thought it could have been a little better if somehow Superman would convince him a little more that I could save your son, because that's what he said. He goes, if you let me, if you stop what you're doing, just let me fly through this thing and I can go get your son, right?
Yeah.
But instead, that was the thing that made him kind of chill out a little bit, was the gunshot. But I mean, I'm sure something off screen, like Lex Luthor was like, if you do not use kryptonite on Superman, we are gonna just kill this baby. And that's what it is.
They should have put like a bomb around the baby's neck or something. So like the second he betrays them, boom. Like
that would have been very
like
James
the
Gunny.
Suicide Squad, like Viola Davis would do. Amanda Waller would do that. You know?
Yeah, true. That
Because
would have been very
like
trauma.
I don't know, like he seems to have his bases covered on everything else, brains over brawn and all that horse shit. So like I don't know.
That's true.
Again, it's a Saturday morning cartoon. This movie is very much a Saturday morning cartoon, so I just let it go with it.
I did like that pocket universe thing though. I like that.
I didn't like the river of pixels.
That was a bit
Adam Sandler's Pixels. That was the vibe I was getting. I'm like, ooh, I don't like this at all.
I guess they had to add something instead of just like a void,
well, it leads into a black hole and all that shit, and we'll get to that because you need that in the movie. But like, I don't know why Superman was going down the river and he couldn't just fly out of it. Like he's holding the baby above his head
the whole time.
And again, he needs Crypto to like come take the baby, and Crypto's fucking about. I'm like, you can fly, just fucking fly it. You flew out of the cube.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. That's fine though. I'm having a good time. Lois goes to find the Justice Gang to find Superman, and Mr. Fantastic agrees to help her, and the rest don't. Guy Gardner and Hawkeye, they're like, yeah, no, we're not gonna fuck this up. I do like Mr. Fantastic. How he doesn't give a single shit
Terrific?
about
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, is it? I thought it was terrific. Does he have
Nah.
like a T on his face?
He does, but it's fantastic. It says fantastic on his leather jacket and stuff like that. I just
Well, what's
watched
the point of the T?
I don't know, dude. I don't know this character. I'm just going with it like everybody else.
Okay.
But I do like how he's in the pod with Lois, and he's like, Lois is like, well, we've been doing this for a while, but like, I don't know if we're gonna keep dating. He's like, I don't care. I don't care about human emotions. Don't talk to me about this. I don't. And she keeps going, and he's like, it's very Batman-like in a way. I kind of like that.
Yeah, he was very true to his character for sure. He kind of stayed that way the whole time, and he didn't really break,
Amanda says, why do you think Superman would be friends with... Who do you think he'd be friends with more? Jason from Friday the 13th or Freddy Krueger? Random question, I know. Who would... Superman would be friends with more, Jason or Freddy? I think I want to say... I want to say Jason just because Freddy would say something evil and immediately Superman would be like, you're a piece of shit. Where like Jason could be like the quiet, misunderstood one, and he might view him like a squirrel and be like, I can save you. I can you have mommy issues and I can we'll get you that. I don't know. I mean, I think he would be more likely to warm up to Jason than Freddy, because Freddy's a shit. What do you think?
Yeah. No, my sentiments are the same. I mean, yeah, Freddy would just get on his nerves and then probably try to attack him or something. Or
yeah, I feel like Jason is slightly more sympathetic than Freddy is.
Yeah,
I agree,
100%.
So let's see here. Lex brings a friend of Superman so that he can question him with a game of Russian roulette, which ends in 2 rounds. And I think he says something like, "Wow, I thought that was gonna go longer than it did."
That was
I like that.
That was definitely like James Gunn writing for sure.
Which is kind of brutal. Mr. Fantastic infiltrates Luthor's compound to a musical number. It's fun, very Guardians of the Galaxy. That's where he's got like the orb and like I don't know what song he's playing. It's one of those deep cut James Gunn tracks, but like he's taking out. I like how all the guards that were attacking were wearing like the Lex Luthor mech suits. Like if you ever read the comics, like when Superman fights Lex Luthor, he has like a green and purple mech suit.
It looked very Halo, like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it does look like that. So I kind of like how like the little nod of like, oh, I can see him wearing one of those when he decides to eventually, fight him hand to hand. What did you think in general about like Lex Luthor fighting Superman with like bra sizes?
Bra sizes? What do you mean?
B-36. Boom.
Oh. Okay. Believe it or not, I actually kind of liked it. It made me feel like I was like in a video game. Especially when he keeps going A1, 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 A1. I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, okay, he's bringing it to him, and that's where I think we might differ on Lex Luthor's performance. I actually really liked Nicholas Hoult in a lot of aspects of this, because in that intense scene at the end where they're both fighting Ultraman and Superman, I liked his intensity there. I just wish he was a little more amped up throughout the movie. Yeah, he's like, there's a part where he's walking through the lair and all those blades are flying and not even a scratch on him. Nothing touches him, right? I love that Crypto was like ripping him to shreds at the end and stuff. I think like little things like that are funny. But I liked it. I actually liked it because to me, they conveyed Lex Luthor knowing Superman's every next step. He was always one step ahead of him, even when it came to certain moves. Like, he knew what he was going to do. He knew which way he was going to turn. He knew he was going to fly, or he had to grab his cape or whatever, or use the laser eyes on him. And things like that. It really shows me that he is a smart individual.
Well,
I thought that was conveyed well.
Somebody pointed out that, like, when you watch, like, Captain America Civil War and, like, Tony and Cap are fighting, and you have that scene where, like, Tony says to, like, Jarvis or whatever, he's like, study his pattern. All right, let's kick his ass. Like, why wouldn't you have that in your thing? Like, why are you memorizing 10,000 moves like you're playing a video game, and it's like, 1A, 1A, 1A. It's like, wouldn't it be easier just to get, like, an algorithm to study it? Like, you know what I mean?
Controlling Ultraman, it seems like. Yeah, I don't know. I guess he's just not as smart as Tony Stark.
True. That's a very good point. Metamorpho is shaken by the fact that Lex killed a guy, so he decides to help Superman escape and to save his child. They save Crypto, and both Them, along with Lois and Mr. Fantastic, escape. Um, we already talked about this. I think this was kind of the low point in the movie, like the middle act. The river of blocks that lead into a black hole was kind of dumb. Like I said, it reminded me of like Adam Sandler in Pixels. Like I just couldn't really figure it out. Clark has kryptonite poisoning, so they lay low at the Kent farm for a day or two so he can regenerate. Lex is big mad that he escaped and decides he's going to break all of his coffee mugs and have his people pick up the pencils. Again, this is where I'm talking about like Kylo Ren shit, where I'm just like temper tantrums and I don't know, man. That's not quite like the classy Lex Luthor that I know.
Yeah, I think they try to show just a different side of him to show that, you know what, he's just not this 100% angry character. Like, he has to show that he's an authoritative figure by knocking those over and having his interns or whoever they are, like, pick that up and just be a baby, you know?
With the exception of like maybe Guy Gardner, the men in this movie are kind of odd to me a little bit. Like, it just seemed kind of like, I don't know. Like, they're very much in their emotions, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100% I felt that.
Especially Clark and Lex. You know what I mean? Not Guy Gardner, not Mr. Fantastic. I love Mr. Fantastic because he just does what he's got to do. He's not like, let me tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
So let's see. Eve.
Yeah, the power dynamic was a little. Now that you mentioned that, I mean, Lois. I don't think she was that much in her feelings as much as the men were.
No, her whole struggle was that she's bad at relationships and she was kind of like hoping this was gonna go well.
Yeah.
Eve, who's like the dumb blonde bimbo that's dating Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but I know Gene Hackman is always like, she's in the Gene Hackman one too, and like he's always yelling at her now, ba ba ba, you know, to come back in. Eve is tired of Lex's tantrums, so she sends Jimmy the evidence that will put him away. Again, I don't see the appeal of Jimmy Olsen to people, but all the ladies love him.
They do. You know what? I feel like he's the new who's the actor from he was in The Gorge, he was on Top Gun Maverick.
Glenn Powell?
No. The other, there's another guy.
Whiplash guy.
Yes. I feel like he's the new that guy because all the ladies were all over him for a while.
Miles Teller.
I feel like he's a new Miles Teller where he's kind of like, I mean, he's not like a brawny guy, but for some reason he has like all the ladies all over him, and he just acts like very casual, like, oh, I don't care. There's even someone put a frame on Twitter where I guess there's a picture with him with two girls, like in a picture frame, and he looks like he doesn't want to be there. So this is the guy that gets all the ladies, but he just doesn't care. Like he just,
I guess
I don't know, he's preoccupied.
I guess nerds are in. Nerds are the new cool.
Yeah, nerds is the new cool. Or I guess they call it the cool calm or whatever, you know, calm and collective person. But
the actor who plays Jimmy to me is just like, he's so like tiny and hunched over and kind of like the kind of kid you would imagine being pushed into lockers and shit, not like the head of the like football team or something like that. Like I just don't I don't get, but you know, I think it's a James Gunnism where he's kind of just like, you know, in my universe, he is a ladies' man. You know, it's like
because that was probably a representation of him when he was younger.
Do you know that he actually auditioned for Superman? That actor? The Jimmy Olsen actor?
Oh, really?
I can't imagine that movie.
No.
They'd have to put lifts in his shoes or something. Like I can't imagine. Put like a back brace to make him stand tall for once.
He was in that show on HBO Max recently that we just finished. The one about the priest. I'm sorry, not the priest. The preachers. The comedy with John Goodman. And
The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh God, he was funny in that. Did you watch that? Did you?
No,
watch it?
I've only seen clips.
I recommend that show wholeheartedly. It is so damn funny. If you like raunchy,
I love
comedy,
Walton
it's
Goggins,
so
and I love like vice principals and stuff like that. So like the clips I've seen of Walter Goggins makes me want to watch it, but I just haven't gotten to it yet.
He is so bizarre in that. I've seen a lot of Walter. I have not seen vice principals yet, but he's so bizarre as I think he plays their uncle, and he's just so damn southern in that show. It is so funny. But anyways, yeah, that character Jimmy Olsen is also very. He plays one of the brothers or the son of John Goodman.
Okay.
And, he's okay in that, but he also plays that squirrely kind of like I'm very unsure of myself.
Yeah.
Character. And
he's in that documentary about how social media is consuming our lives today. He's kind of like it's like him and the guy from Mad Men, but like he's basically like the teenager that's always on his phone, and they're talking about how social media consumes our lives, and like, you know, so like I didn't see him as like I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's called like The Social Dilemma. It's on Netflix. Okay. There's been tons of memes about it, so I eventually went to go find it. But yeah, I don't see him as like a ladies' man, but that's fine. Lex is mad that he doesn't know where Superman is, so he rips a hole in the fabric of time so that Superman will come to him.
Yeah. I think you jumped the gun on that one. I mean, even his whole team are like trying to stop him from doing.
Yeah, they're like, I don't. The one guy, like when they detach and they float off, and the one guy's kind of like, "Oh, I hope there's a place for us to land when we're done doing this."
Yeah,
you know. And that brings us to Act 3. I'm glad I took these notes because we're moving quite a lot, like straight through it all. Act 3, Jonathan Kent, who's Pa Kent, has a heart-to-heart with Clark, telling him that his actions dictate who he is, not what his parents expected of him. Your choices, your actions, that's who make you who you are. What'd you think of that scene?
That. I mean that it is common sense when you think about it, but it is good to kind of just say it out loud, because everybody should, I think a lot of us we don't come from 100% happy homes or whatever like that, and sometimes we have shit parents or shit people around us, and it's like, well, that's who I'm going to be, a shit person. So
right.
to break through the mold and become who you truly want to be or who you aspire to be, I think is an important. It is a comic booky type of trait or something that I would see like in a comic book bubble or something, and I think it was kind of a good line, and something important to highlight.
I like that. I like the idea of it. I like what they're trying to convey, but I don't think they put the time in with like Pa Kent or Ma Kent to like get to that yet.
True.
You know what I mean?
Very,
it's
very
like it
true.
just gets thrown at you.
Yeah, I think the most emotional part we get from Pa is he's like, I'm so proud of you, and then they give that.
He's a big mush.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like it's a big bush, and he gives like that side hug. Like, he didn't even give him like a full hug. Like, embrace him. Like, this is like a very vulnerable moment, and then we just cut to like the next scene.
And the trailer. What you in the comments? What did you think of Pa Kent, played by the guy from Identity? I thought he was a little underwhelming. I thought Kevin Costner in a lot of ways was better than that. But yeah, for me, the guy from Smallville will always be the best Pa Kent, because like he's so integral to that show. The guy in the one that you watched, the Christopher Reeve one, he's there, but he's not like again. They don't really build him out too much either, really. Like if you watch the movie, he gives him the heart to heart, and then he has the heart attack, like right after that scene.
Yeah.
So go watch Smallville if you want some grade A Pa Kent. Superman has to go to the Bavarian conflict, but he can't because there's also the rift in Metropolis. Let's see. Superman is attacked by Ultraman and the Engineer. That's like the baseball scene, the stadium.
Real quick, what did you think about the dilemma that he had about either going to save people during the rift or going to the other country? I thought he was going to go straight to that other country at first.
Well, I mean, okay, I think it makes sense in a way. I mean, eventually he calls for backup anyway, so it's fine. But I think it's a smart move because the rift in time is going to destroy the planet. So there is no Bavaria if you don't stop that. Not to mention, he just got a lot of shit from everybody for getting involved with national politics and wars and stuff like that. Like Lois was giving him shit for doing that. So I don't know. Do I want to be in the news again for getting involved in political what have yous, or do I want to stop the world from being destroyed? I guess it kind of makes sense to go and stop the rift, right? So
yeah, very true.
I guess he made the right call. But yeah, he's attacked by Ultraman the Engineer, and they shove nanobots down his throat to suffocating him and destroy his lungs. I told my one buddy, I was like, he's gonna be shitting nanobites for like years. You ever eat a stick of gum by mistake and you swallow it and it's in your track for like 5 years or something like that?
Yeah. How do we know that there's not nanobites somewhere, like a little nanobite didn't just rip off and is still in his system? That's what I thought they were going to allude to at the end or something, because you can't just pull it out like I got a visual of like that scene from The Matrix when Keanu Reeves like pulling that thing out of his mouth. And I'm like, there's no way. Nanobots don't just come out in one chunk. It's just like their piece is broken off. So
I also had questions about Mr. Fantastic, who put something in his blood to track his location at all times. I'm like, how'd that happen?
Oh, that was random. He's like, I put it in everybody's blood.
It's like, you do? And again, like, shut up and consume. Next scene.
Yeah.
His way to get out of that is that he flies up into space and then straight back down, kind of like the Matrix. He goes straight up, straight back down, full speed, which takes out the Engineer, who fully consumed him with nanobites. Like I said, he's gonna be shitting nanobites for months. Ultraman is revealed to be Superman's clone. They never call him Bizarro directly, but it pretty much is Bizarro. But he's kind of dumb, but they fight. The Justice Gang arrives at the border to stop the conflict. Jimmy releases the article implicating Lex Luthor is the evil traitor who's scheming to frame Superman.
I love how he's writing the article like on that little spaceship thing. He's just writing.
Yeah, I know. It's like, okay, it's like Microsoft Word. He's like, all right, proof, publish, send. And you're like, all right. Must have good Wi-Fi on that little pod they're flying around on.
Right? Yeah. He's like,
that was kind of dumb too when he was like, how many seats does it have? It has 5 or 6. Okay, you can come too. We're like, what? I don't know why we had to bring the entire staff of the Daily Planet on that ship. We only needed Jimmy, Lois, and Perry.
I did not like the rest of the like. Okay, I knew some of the actors. I knew that one guy, the one that flies back because he doesn't have a seat or whatever. I'd seen him in. Isn't he from SNL? I think he might be from SNL.
I have no idea. I haven't watched SNL in years.
And then they didn't, they didn't focus on like the hottest one. Was that one girl in the brown? The whole time?
I wanna commend James Gunn for bringing back like high heels, short skirts, cleavage. Women that are allowed to be sexual and not like toned down because apparently that's not allowed anymore. You can't have like I can't tell how many times I've watched a movie and then you watch like here's some YouTube video of like Florence Pugh at the premiere of Thunderbolts and she's a smoke show. But when you watch the movie, like they have to tone her down. She can't be sexualized. She can't be this. So props to James Gunn for bringing back the cleavage. I'm all for it.
That felt very like I would see that in the original Superman like, at the Daily Planet. So that's kind of what it was like. It just adds to kind of, and I understand that it's supposed to be modern time. I'm guessing it's modern time. I would have to assume, right? Everybody has smartphones and stuff like that. So maybe they want to tone it down for the workplace environment or whatever. But she felt very like a classic character. I don't know why, even though we didn't spend much time with her at all.
Yeah. Okay, so Superman is getting his ass kicked by clone Superman. And again, this is actually a line taken from All-Star Superman, the comics. The brains over brawn bit. They kind of say it a couple times. He's like, yeah, brains over brawn. Calls Crypto in. He takes out all of the camera drones that Lex is using to like watch the fight. And I had an issue with those drones too. I don't know how the fuck they could fly as fast as Superman going up into space, back down, around the corner. I'm like, there's no way you can. He's faster than a locomotive. How the fuck are these drones going 200 miles an hour or whatever it is?
Yeah. Also, at that point, why wouldn't you just install, on Ultraman like cameras?
Good point. Good point. That makes too much sense, David. That's why.
Yeah, we were talking about that today, and I was like, "Oh man, that really." I mean, he installed a speaker, like he had like a freaking speaker right in the middle of the chest. He's like talking through. So,
but because of that, he's able to take out the cameras. Crypto comes in for the assist, and he throws Bizarro Superman into a black hole, who's like just a dumb idiot. Just a dumb. I didn't even know it was.
Why is he the only one that gets sucked in the black hole? It doesn't make.
Because like he throws him like into like a bus, and the bus goes in the black hole.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, my mind is still stuck in the pocket verse when they're like getting pulled into.
Right. It's because they're fighting in Metropolis, but like when the rift happens, they kind of go straight into the black hole. And then it goes, and he tosses him in. And he dislocates his fucking shoulder too. Like there's like bone coming out. When he does it, it's like, oh.
Oh, yeah, and then he pops it back in.
And then Mr. Fantastic kind of comes over and he's like, hey, we got important stuff to do down here. He's like, I am doing important stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. That to me felt like Shazam. That's something Shazam would say, not Superman.
Yeah. Very good. I had thought like Star-Lord or something like that. But right. Like, this is definitely James Gunny. And that's where you start to get like these like weird like feelings of who is Superman supposed to be. Like, I understand he's like a more well-rounded character and stuff, so he can be anybody. He can just kind of throw a little bit of comedy in there, a little bit of seriousness, a little bit of emotion, and yada yada. Okay, I get it.
Superman flies into Lex's office and with Mr. Fantastic by his side, who hacks the computers to close the rift. Superman gives a great speech about being human, which is the whole thesis of the movie, saying, I'm as human as anyone. I love, I get scared, I wake up every morning, and despite not knowing what to do, I put one foot in front of the other and try to make the best choices that I can. I screw up all the time, but that is what being human is. That is my greatest strength.
So that goes back to the Kill Bill Volume 2 meme that you sent me earlier. You remember that? The writing?
Oh, the story of Superman that Bill tells, yeah.
Yeah, so that he pretty much assimilates to human life, and he bases his characteristics off of us, and that's kind of the weak representation that we get. And because if you really think about it, like, would a Superman have these characteristics from birth, like just instinctually? I don't think so personally. But to fit in with society, a Clark Kent has those kind of feelings, because us as a society, we question like you said, you wake up and you have fear, or you think of the what's going to happen when you walk out of the front door to work or whatever.
I brush my teeth, the hero. I go to bed, the hero.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I don't think a Superman would even have any of these instincts or thoughts. Like, they just react, right?
Yeah, but I get what they're saying. Like, he's not like infallible. Like, he's just a dude.
No.
You know what I mean? He's not. Because Lex is always kind of uproading him, giving him shit about it. Lex tries to rebuttal, but Crypto smashes the fuck out of him, which is very much a Loki and a Hulk scene from the Avengers, but still funny.
Very, very true. Yeah.
Right? It's like it's that same thing where he's like, "Listen to me, you are an alien," and like mid-sentence, Crypto just like whack, 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 and it's funny. Yeah. But I'm like, you did rip that out of 2012's Avengers with the Hulk, a puny god, all that kind of shit. Yeah. And I'm not even like a big Marvel fan, but like I knew that much. You know what I mean? I knew that scene. Luthor is revealed to the public for being the real traitor, because the story comes up on the screens and all that shit. They realize that Superman is owed an apology. He has a big cry about it, and Superman takes him to jail. What do you think about him crying at the end? I don't feel like Lex Luthor would do that. Just start like, he's like,
yeah, because I don't think Gene Hackman cried when they took him to jail. I don't think that happened in the first one.
And I just watched the one you're talking about too with Christopher Reeve, where like he flies him, and it's so cartoony because he's got like that little henchman too, and he's flying the two of them. And he's like, "Rah!" And like the prison guard is like,
he flies them right into the jail.
Yeah. And the prison guard is like, "Who is this?" And like Lex Luthor is like, he pulls his wig up. He's like, "Lex Luthor, the greatest mastermind of all time." And you're like, yeah, that's kind of what he would have done. Like, none of this, like...
Yeah, he wouldn't pout.
No. Like, I didn't love when he was, like, when they were doing the bullshit with the fight, when he was fighting the Bizarro Superman, but he was talking to him via the voice box. And he's like, you know, your problem, Lex, is like, you're very envious. He's like, I'm not dim. I know envy is my sin, but that is what motivates me to take... I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's so, like, I don't know. It doesn't work for me. What did you think?
Yeah. I mean, now that we're talking about this more, I think I might lower my score.
I mean, it's a fun time. Look, shut up and consume, David. Just shut up and consume.
No, that's kind of
consume product.
When you're watching it in a big IMAX theater and you know, great sound and stuff like that, sometimes you don't think about these things in the moment right away, and then you have to let it soak in a little bit, or just talk about it with friends and stuff like that, and then you start to get a different perspective on it. And you've seen it twice, so you're noticing things that I didn't notice the first time. But yeah, now that we're talking about it, you know, scene by scene, it is all over the place.
It is.
Really is.
That's why I took the notes. I would never be able to do this. Like, we're at an hour 20. It'd be like 4 hours if I was trying to do it by memory. I'm like, Mr. Fantastic is on a beach. There's a song playing. I don't know. So yeah, Metamorpho joins the Justice Gang because he thinks the name is cool, and Guy Gardner is like, "You're in."
You're in. I do like that.
You know what? You are in. All right, cool.
Yeah.
They have a big Guardians of the Galaxy dance party down in Bavaria. They're like, "We won!" It's like, okay, cool, whatever. Superman and Lois reunite at the Daily Planet, or I think it's like a mall maybe, where they float and share a final kiss, and she tells him that she loves him too.
Yeah, that was kind of like, I mean, I haven't seen Smallville, but I feel like that would be like a Smallville scene.
Yeah,
like, I guess, where it's like, oh, it's finally like leading up, because he said that I loved you. I think like when he was taking a break from fighting or whatever, and then she just like hugged him or whatever.
The testicle scene.
The testicle scene, and then she finally says it at the end. So it's like a nice little callback, you know. And I thought it was sweet. I really wish they would have spent a little more time together with some of these scenes,
because it's so quick and messy. Because like you have like the interview scene in the middle, in the very beginning, where like she's interviewing Superman, and like at the end of it, it ends with her being like, "I'm not good at relationships. I knew this was gonna work out." And then you kind of have like and then like, you know, a whole bunch of other shit happens, and then you have the scene where like the hot chocolate and the testicle, and he's like, "I love you." She doesn't say it back. Superman fell. And then you have the end where like they kiss, and she's like, "I do love you too." Those are 3 scenes in a 2-hour movie, and there's no like if you have different types of emotions with these characters, you need to like let those things breathe. But like like you just get this in one scene, that in one scene, that in one scene. And I get it. Like you have to put all this. I mean, you don't have to put all this shit in one movie. You don't have to build out Hawk Girl and you know. I mean, I did enjoy the what was it, the Justice Gang. I think they were kind of the highlight of the movie. So usually I would be kind of against like, oh, we're doing the build up with like future installments, and I usually don't like that. But considering that they were so much fun, I was like, I wouldn't want to take them out of the movie.
Yeah.
Which brings us, we're at the end, everybody. Final stretch. Back at the Fortress of Solitude.
I like when the chief, real quick. I like when the chief goes, "How long have they been hooking up?"
Yeah, Dewey's like, I think about 3 months. She knows he's Superman. Jimmy, you're a ladies' man. Maybe you're a man's man. Find out everything you know about Superman. Back at the Fortress of Solitude, Superman is getting patched up again, and this is when Supergirl shows up to pick up her dog, Crypto. She's drunk as hell because she likes to party on planets that have red kryptonite.
Yeah, everybody was talking about this too, because I guess, I don't know if Supergirl's a fan favorite, but everybody was hating the portrayal. Well, at least online, everyone was hating the portrayal of how she was introduced. That's what I was seeing. I don't know. I don't even know who the actress is. Is she a big deal? I don't really know.
I know her. Like, I didn't get into the show, but like, she's not from Game of Thrones, but she's from House of Dragons.
Okay.
And I think I watched like the first episode, and then I just kind of fell off and never went back.
Yeah.
But she's like the young queen to be. I think in that storyline, it's basically like the king is like on his way out. He's sick. He's dying, and he decides to name his daughter as like an heir, and that's kind of like a big no-no because you're supposed to have a man be the king, not a woman. So that's a whole. But I never watched it. I know she's in that. That's like her claim to fame, as far as I know her.
Okay. I mean, as far as her being introduced like that, I mean, yeah, it's funny. You know, she has to go to a certain planet or whatever to get drunk, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Or he said red?
She's got to go with his red kryptonite.
Red, yeah, something like that, you know, to get drunk or whatever. And people were talking about how they feel that if Superman was the way he was throughout the whole movie, like, he would actually, like, kind of lecture her about getting drunk. Like, he wouldn't egg it up, like, okay, bye. Yeah. Like I guess the real Superman wouldn't do that, but I don't know, like I said. But it was kind of a cool nod because I know that they're trying to expand on this world. Like, even I think people today or yesterday were like, because James Gunn is very active on Twitter, on his social medias and stuff like that. People respond to all these comments. So he
was the marketing for this movie. It was like the James Gunn show.
Yeah. So I guess people were like Superman 2 or something like that, and he alluded to something like, oh, like Superman, something about like he's not going to be alone type of thing. So we might see him in a team up, or we might see him in something else. But it doesn't seem like a solo Superman is next. Like, as far as like a sequel to this.
Oh God, no.
Some kind of. Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna get like a Superman 2 for a while, because we have so much. Like, I was on IMDb looking at like what's in the pipeline for like what's coming next in this universe, and it's like we're getting season 2 of Peacemaker. I think that's like in a month or so, which I'm excited for because I like the first season. And then we're getting a Green Lanterns TV show, which is gonna be Kyle Chandler is playing Hal Jordan, like the one that Ryan Reynolds, Hal Jordan. And then somebody else is gonna be. There's another Lantern who I don't know that canon that well, but we're gonna bring back Guy Gardner. We're gonna have Nathan Fillion in there too. We're also gonna get like I think there's like an animated TV show about like the 2 Robins, like Red Robin and Red Hood or something. I don't know. I was kind of skimming it.
This is what people were talking about, is that they hope that DC doesn't go the Marvel route, because if they're talking about introducing all these shows. Yeah. And since a lot of the Marvel shows are hit and miss, and I think a lot of them are more miss than they are favored.
Definitely. And now more than ever, too.
Yeah, so if DC really takes that route, I understand it's more profitable. You have more eyes watching because of streamer. That's going to be exciting, and it keeps people talking about DC, right? Instead of just the movies.
Well, did you see Creature Commando?
No.
See, I don't think anybody did. Creature Commandos was like the animated HBO Max show that James Gunn pushed like a couple months ago, which is like, this is the entry point into this universe.
I heard about that. Someone talking about that, but I did not see it.
It's mid. It's fine. Yeah. I mean, if you want to put it on the background while you're folding towels and shit, like, David Harbour's in there and some
should we
whatever.
be? Oh wow, should we be saying that about shows though, that they're background noise? Like we should
No,
not be saying that about
I'm just being
budgets that are.
honest.
Yeah, I mean this is crazy though. That like
Watch Peacemaker. Peacemaker's fun.
yeah, Peacemaker is great.
Yeah.
I mean, when you throw so much into these budgets, like there should not be filler movies. Like I know
Right.
people go, oh yeah, this is a filler to Avengers or whatever. It's like every movie should strive to be excellent. At least that's
Yes.
what I think. And they don't look at it this way anymore. The
No.
writers or Hollywood or whatever, you know. I don't know.
So from there, she leaves with Crypto. She's like, "Bye, bitch." She calls Superman a bitch. I'm like, "God damn."
Total Gen Zer.
Yeah, and you're like, "Well, okay." And then like Four, who's voiced by Alan Tudyk. He's like the pirate from Dodgeball and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Firefly. He asks if do you want to see the footage of your parents? I know it soothes you. And Superman says yes, but this time it's family videos of Ma and Pa Kent to Punk Rocker by Teddy Bears and Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we close out the film. Kind of optimistic,
to-
very
get to
James
see
Gunn,
Pa.
very Guardians of the Galaxy with like the needle drop and like the happy-go-lucky kind of like uplifting kind of stuff. I like that song quite a lot. It's been stuck in my head since I listened to it.
Yeah.
But like that to me, the middle act of the movie is like the weakest part. Like the whole portal paradox pocket universe where he's in the
universe,
thing
yeah.
and like he's in the cube, like that whole middle of the movie, I'm just kind of like, ugh, you could have condensed, or like short of like the Russian roulette scene, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about the pool of pixels or the random ex-girlfriends that Lex Luthor has in these cubes. It reminded me of Joss Whedon's Cabin in the Woods. You know, like in the third act when they have all the creatures in the cubes and they release them all and shit. You know what I mean?
I did not like that movie. That's a
Really?
hot take too, by the way. I know you're a horror guy. I did not like that movie.
Okay. It's not for everybody.
I'm just throwing it out there. No, because everybody like holds that movie in such a high regard. I just don't like the route that they went with that whole, you know, like experiment type of thing. I just didn't like that. I don't know.
To each their own. I mean, I think
I know you fucking love it right now. But you are not saying anything. You are not saying anything.
Well, I mean, if you're like a horror fan, like I think you can appreciate like how it's like a parody of all those movies.
Yeah, it was very meta, and it did make fun of itself. And I did like aspects of that movie. I liked some of the cast. That's you know, but yeah, I just didn't like the twist, or not even the twist, but like how we're introduced, like the background, like everything in the background type of deal. But yeah, sorry for getting off track, but yeah.
You're fine. There's not much more in the movie. There's 2 post-credit scenes. Did you stick around for the credits?
Oh yeah, they were the worst post-credit scenes I've ever seen in a superhero movie.
The first one is mid. At least it's
Like
not
they didn't
like
need to be in there. Like it could have been without it. I think.
Well, let me walk through what happens and then we'll talk about them. The first one is a mid-credit scene where it's like it's just what we've already seen in like wallpapers. It's like Crypto and Superman looking at the Earth, just hanging. Which I'm kind of like, didn't the dog just go with Kara with Supergirl and now she's back with Superman? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Maybe it
keep
happened
going.
before.
Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the very end is like Mr. Fantastic and Superman are back in Metropolis and they're on a city street and they're looking at a building. Superman is kind of falling here. And they're looking at a building and like there's like a giant crack and Superman makes a joke about how like it's not perfectly lined up, is it? And he's like, what do you want me to like break the building apart and put it fucking back together again? And he's like, no, I'm just like, fuck you, Superman. He kind of walks off. He doesn't say fuck off, but it's kind of like, okay.
A little gag. Yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
gag.
but you know what? I'm so tired of Marvel doing this bullshit where they're like, this makes no sense. Well, it will in 2 years when we do Secret Invasion with Samuel L. Jackson. And you're like,
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're not. I mean, there is a
you-
lot of loose ends that lead into other movies, but we're not chained to it, where it's like you don't get what you want. Like it is a standalone movie in so many ways.
Yeah. Did you see Thunderbolts?
Yes.
And did you like that post-credit scene?
I don't even remember that post-credit scene.
Okay, then never mind.
What happens?
Well, that one leads into Fantastic Four.
I did see it. They're hanging out and they see like a rocket coming in and it's whatever.
Has a 4 on it. Sorry guys.
Yeah.
But
nobody cares. Nobody, and
Yeah,
you're not really just ruining anything here.
yeah, you know what? I did finally get tickets for it. I didn't think I was going to, but they're showing so much of this damn movie. Every single day they're coming out with a damn Fantastic Four clip. I don't know why. They must
That's not a good
they must not be
sign.
getting yeah, it must not be selling tickets or something like that. But
I
I don't know.
mean, I think the burnout is real. I think Superman won the summer. Like when you look at Jurassic Park and
That's what I
Superman and
thought.
Fantastic Four, I
Yeah,
mean, we still have to wait 2 weeks for Fantastic Four, but I'm calling it now. Superman fucking won the movie of the year, I think.
I think so.
You know?
Yeah, I think more people were talking about this for all year, pretty much, as far as the hype behind it. That I mean, did you see Pedro Pascal's like? I guess he's posting on his Instagram. He's trying to make super fantastic happen.
Oh
It's not
yeah,
gonna.
he's like
It's not gonna
holding
fucking
hands
happen.
with
Yeah, he's
Superman and
fist
like,
bumping Superman.
and I'm like,
It's not
okay, like
happening.
James Gunn didn't sign
No.
on this.
Yeah,
don't
it's like some.
don't ride my cape, bitch.
Yeah, yeah. He's really trying to say like, hey, like it's like they're trying to do the Barbenheimer. Thing.
Barbenheimer, which doesn't work because
Fantastic.
like you got like a 2 week gap.
Yeah,
We got I Know What You Did Last Summer this week, and then Fantastic Four will be the week after that.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, that shows you a lot when they're trying to piggyback off of, hey, it's a superhero summer, guys. Come watch Fantastic Four afterwards.
Sure, I think they're
You know?
desperate. I think they're desperate over at Marvel. Like they don't know what to
What's
do.
up,
Like
Pedro?
yeah, Pedro says, "Hey everybody, do you know Pedro? Is he from your
Yeah,
your
yeah, he's
peeps?
part of the Flix Talkers. Yeah.
Welcome, Pedro. Be sure to check out some of the videos here if you like. This is episode 5 of our live stream, so if you want to check out some other ones. Good buddy here, David. Was that you're on the episode like 2? I feel we were talking about Jason.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jason,
part
lives.
6. Yeah, Jason. Yeah. I love that
Yeah.
movie, dude.
Oh,
But that's a movie. I think you know what? I think I did a pretty okay job at condensing what happens in this 2-hour movie into
yeah.
let's see,
An
an
hour
hour and a half
35.
of.
No, it was fun, re-talking it with you, and just kind of once again, I'm just there like a kid in a candy store with my mouth open, just kind of staring at this big screen. And sometimes,
Yeah, but I like that you don't know every aspect of Superman and can just look at this movie as a movie.
and that's exactly what I said in my review too. So I don't want to say I am, but I feel like I might be the best demographic for someone to review this movie because I'm not necessarily nitpicking it because I haven't seen so much, but I can also understand why people nitpick it too because I mean, Superman is one of the most iconic characters on the planet. You know, a lot of people all over the world know this character, so I'm sure it holds true just in people's hearts and from the comics or the cartoons growing up and different aspects of the movies and stuff like that. So you are going to have a bias if you do favor another Superman or the comics, and you want it to be true, obviously, to lore. But you got to realize we don't live in the world where the lore is exactly the same in modern day. They always change up things. So
Yeah,
there's a
but
lot to you know.
the Jor-El bullshit about like go to the planet and take over and start a harem and take many like that was never anything. No
Yeah.
comic, no show, no movie, no audiobook, nothing. There's no
Yeah.
reality in which Jor-El would ever do that.
Then maybe that's James Gunn's just like big fuck you to the comics. I don't know.
Kind of like, and I even got to the point where I was watching the page. Hey Pedro, Pedro says hi. I saw Superman this weekend and I loved it. He says the actress who plays the engineer is from my country, Venezuela. Oh, nice.
he's in Venezuela, yeah.
I did like the engineer, the bot lady. She was kind of cool.
We didn't talk about her too much. There's a funny scene about her going around. So remember when she's in the Fortress of Solitude, and there's like the robots are coming from behind her, and she like does like a weird flip and just like reverses her body or whatever.
Yeah.
People were like, "Why couldn't she just turn around?" Like she spent more time doing that than just turning her around.
I saw
But-
people talking about that scene where like it was such complete bullshit where Lex Luthor, who's clearly on a green screen, is just like walking from like the entrance to the computer, and while he's doing that, he's unfazed by the action. And there's like
the blades.
there's
yeah.
a blade that goes right by his eye, and he doesn't even blink. He just keeps, and it
No.
doesn't give you that feeling of like, oh, this guy is not afraid of anything. It does
Right.
give you the vibe of like this was a green screen, and they didn't react to it properly.
I agree 100%. Yeah, but her character, as it was, I actually liked her. I actually thought she was a pretty good character. I don't know if I've seen her in anything else, but I thought she was a very good henchman to Lex Luthor. I thought she was very dedicated to his like
Yeah.
whatever he said, like
Well,
she would do.
she says like, and I thought this was a little on the nose because like who talks this way? But she says like, I know Lex. For months I've been doing this, and I gave up my humanity to do so. And you're like,
Yeah,
I don't love in movies like when people they drop exposition to other characters, and the other character they know that, but they're doing it
Yeah.
for the movie for the sake of the audience. You're like, all
Yeah.
right. But then I remind myself I'm watching a Saturday morning cartoon live action, and I just go, okay.
I also like when she literally verbally expresses. She goes, at this distance, I can't survive when they're coming crashing down to earth.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not going to survive this.
She shouldn't have. Like, there's a line of dialogue which is like, her heart's still beating. You know, kids movie.
Yeah.
Pedro says hello. He also said that the actress's name is Maria Gabrielle del Farla. Sorry, my eyes are only so okay. He says, let me tell you something, guys. When I saw Bradley Cooper as Jor-El, I'm saying, what? I did too. I'm like, what the fuck is Rocket doing here?
They gave him a little upgrade, huh? From who was the original? That was Marlon Brando, right?
Marlon Brando, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe is the new one in Man of Steel that you're gonna watch.
Oh, okay.
He's actually probably he's a really good Jor-El. I think he's my favorite Jor-El.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, he's bringing
to be honest.
He's bringing the Maximus Gladiator vibes in Man of Steel when you watch it. I like that. Okay. Probably his last decent movie from Russell Crowe. So welcome to the chat, Pedro. Yeah, man, I like this movie. I didn't love it. My buddy was texting me about it, and he was like, "What did you think?" And I was kind of just like, I wouldn't say it's great or a masterpiece, but I was like, I do remember thinking, this movie's cool. It's a cool movie.
Yeah.
It's good. I would call it good. I would give it like a 7.8. I'm like, I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again, but I'm not like I wanted them to turn it up a little bit more. I wanted them to really pull me in. Like, Superman's supposed to be all about like hope, and you know, we get that. He's got that monologue in the end where he's talking about I'm human and all that, but like, I wanted to let some of those scenes breathe. I wanted some of the scenes to the pacing just felt too quick for me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I guess, like, you know, they want to keep it down to a slim 2-hour movie. But, like, when you don't let the characters breathe, it's much harder to resonate with the characters and what they're doing. Like, you're being told. You're not feeling anything. You're just being told what to feel and how to feel. And then, boom, next scene, boom, next scene, boom, next scene.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
I did feel like we hit the ground running. We were just, like, kind of thrown into this movie because who would have known? I mean, the first clips that we got of this movie, I forgot when it was, but that's the opening scene when we see him in the snow. And I didn't know that was going to be the opening of the movie. And we just get to see, after the Fortress of Solitude, the battle that he's encountering. And, you know, we just keep going and going and going. And then we have some downtime throughout. And then it, you know, tries to pick up the pace again. And I can appreciate that as someone that is used to the opposite. I mean, usually it's exposition for like the first 40 minutes of the movie, half the movie sometimes, and then we get into the big epic climactic scene, right? And this is like kind of up and down roller coaster, which is cool. I will say this is definitely a fun popcorn summer movie, and I think that's what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. But also, I think James Gunn knew this was going to be one of those movies that you go to the coffee shop afterwards and you just dissect it with your friends. You just sit down and you have, you know, your gripes with it, your likes with it, and then you just kind of figure out what you would do differently if you were the director.
And I think it is a movie you kind of have to watch twice because they throw so much at you.
Yeah.
And you're kind of just like, oh, right, what happened with that plot thread? Oh, okay. Jimmy Olsen's getting married to Eve because he's being emotionally blackmailed into this relationship.
Yeah.
We got Pedro. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Pedro says, yeah, Marlon Brando. Pedro said he loves Hawk Girl. Pedro, why did you love Hawk Girl? I'm not contesting you. I want to know what I'm missing, I guess.
And he's not the only one. I did see a lot of people say that they did like her, but I think they're more of a fan of the actress itself. So maybe that sometimes, you know, when online you get just such a fandom for these actors and actresses that you can put them in anything and they're just gonna love them. Like Ariana Grande. I mean, look at that fan base. Like she has diehard fans, you know, that nobody could talk bad about or whatever. But sometimes you just have them, you know.
He also says Justice Gang. I mean, come on. Yeah, I think the Justice
Gang. What do you think
of that
name?
I think the Justice Gang kind of stole the show a little bit. Like when they showed up, I'm like, fuck yeah! Like mostly because of Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. Oh, he was my favorite in the Justice Gang. I did like Mr. Fantastic as well, but yeah, just Hawk Girl just didn't do it for me. I think Nathan Fillion was just a little. I don't know. He just had a very a cool edge to him. Yeah, like, I wanted to see more of him for sure, and just more items that he could create with the ring, you know, and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Make a move, Big Blue. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, you have a harem you didn't tell me about?
Don't you? Yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the bookends. I enjoyed Act 1 and 3 a lot, I think, and then the middle act I was kind of just like, we need to get out of this pocket universe because like there's nothing. I mean, for a $200-300 million movie, you'd think it would have been a little bit more picturesque than just like a dark void of cubes. Like you could have done more, I feel, or maybe you could have put more character. Like you have all those prisoners. Maybe they could have done. I don't know what was missing. I just know it was kind of like short of like the Russian roulette scene. It was kind of like a hamburger scene where I was like, I kind of don't care. And again, you have Metamorpho who like turns on a dime. 1 minute he's like, "Be quiet," and the next minute he's like, it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay."
Yeah, and then we saw him saving the day at the end too, and he's like taking out the tanks with his
Giant hammer that comes down.
Giant hammer, yeah. That was cool. When I saw that, I was like, yes, I want to see more of that.
I did like when Green Lantern had like the middle fingers coming out of the ground, taking out the guards. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm happy. Like it's funny because like Fantastic Four is called The First Steps. Like that's like the subtitle to it. Fantastic Four First Steps. Yeah. But funny enough, I feel like this movie is kind of like First Steps in that like it feels like a first step in a good direction away from everything that people have been complaining about with like superhero movie fatigue, where it's like every movie is a bait into the next movie. Like it's like it feels like homework. You have messaging that people really don't enjoy that's taking the centerpiece away from storytelling. Like now it's just like we have this message that we have to throw in your face and like it's condescending. So I think it's a great first step in the universe that James Gunn is going in. Like I am intrigued, if nothing else, to see what the next movie or show is.
Yeah, I'm a little hesitant though. Like you said, I mean those shows you named about Peacemaker and then Lanterns coming up and stuff like that. Like I just don't want them to lose focus of the meat and potatoes, which is the movies.
Well, we are getting an R-rated Clayface, which I think is very intriguing. That's probably one of my.
I don't even know what that is, but
you don't know what Clayface is? Clayface is awesome, dude. If you ever watched like Batman the animated series from the '90s, Clayface is awesome. He's like a Phantom of the Opera kind of like tragic anti-hero that just kind of like fucked up along the way and. He didn't mean to be a criminal, but he did. He's kind of a tragic character, kind of like Mr. Freeze or something like that. So I'm intrigued with it, and it's gonna be R-rated. So I'm kind of curious if it's gonna be. Did you see Penguin?
The show? No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm hoping it's gonna be something like that. And we're also getting Batman: Brave and the Bold, which is like a slightly older, middle-aged Batman. I guess Batman's gonna be like 40 or so, and it's gonna be him and Damian Wayne, which is his son with Talia al Ghul. So again, it's gonna be one of those things where like we're dropping in right in the middle. This movie did very much feel like you're in like Barnes and Noble or a comic book store. You pick up a comic, you open up to page 1, and you're right in the action. Like there's no origin story, there's no backstory, there's none of that. It's just, and that's kind of what the comics always have been. Unless you're an avid reader, which I've never been, but if you're a casual reader who just drops in. So I didn't really mind that, not to mention that we already have so much of like the previous movies that kind of like, it's like nobody wants to see Batman in the alley with the pearls and the rose and nobody wants to see Batman's parents get killed in an alley again. I don't think anybody wants to see like some of the Superman stuff of like the planet exploding and the rocket ship and they find the rocket ship. Oh, should we keep the baby? I think we're done with that. I'm fine, just kind of like, hey, you know what? You know what's what. You've seen the movies. Pedro says, what is your favorite Batman, guys? You want to take the floor first?
Sure. I've always been very much favoring the Michael Keaton 1989 Batman and Batman Returns. Those movies always used to be playing in my household.
Yeah. I love Batman Returns. I have an unhealthy love of Batman Returns. Like I love Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
Yeah,
she like every scene that she's in, and it's not just because she's so damn attractive, but like her persona, her attitude, like the way she commands the scene, the backflips. It's just like I can watch. I love how dark Batman Returns is. You got Danny DeVito being like way over the top, Christopher Walken as Mayor Shrek. I'm gonna turn it into a power thing. It's like I love all of what they were doing with that. McDonald's is actually what fucked up Batman. Did you know about this?
No.
Okay.
How did they fuck it up?
Okay, so in 1992, I guess, when Batman Returns came out, they had this big deal with McDonald's because the first movie with Michael Keaton was a big hit, and like it's all about merchandising, all about toys and Happy Meals and shit like that. So like they had this big brand. You know, when the movie came out, they had Happy Meals, so you can get like a little penguin, a little Catwoman, a little Batman. Movie comes out, and all the critics kind of gave it shit for being too dark. They didn't like things like, you know, the penguin is way too sexual. There's lines in there where he's just like, oh, just the pussy I've been looking for, and you're like, you know, or you have like he bites that guy in the nose and it's like shooting blood, or they didn't like when in the end, or like when he's in the sewer and like there's like bile, like this green bile going down his. So they're like, it's not appropriate for kids. You can look it up on YouTube. It's really funny. There's like like a Sarah Jessica Raphael type of like talk show bullshit, and you could tell they took these little 8-year-olds and they gave them talking notes. No 8-year-old would talk this way, but the 8-year-olds are saying things like, I found the movie very disturbing and it goes against my principles, and I don't think it should be in children's movies. And I'm like, you did not write that, little boy. Somebody gave you talking points and paraded you out. But because of that, David, they decided Batman Forever is going to be colorful. It's going to be like the 60s show. It's going to be campy. And you get Batman Forever, which is kind of like that middle of the ground of like, it's a little bit like Tim Burton, but it's very neon. And you got like some like weird elements where you have like a 28-year-old Chris O'Donnell playing Robin, who's being adopted by a grown man. He's a grown man. He's doing like karate laundry. And you're just like, what are we doing? Jim Carrey kind of steals the show in that. Like, it's very much like the year of Jim Carrey. So he's doing his Ace Ventura bit, you know. Tommy Lee Jones famously said, I will not sanction your buffoonery. And he's like, I hate you, Jim Carrey. That's a whole thing behind the scenes.
I do remember they had like kind of like a little spat going
right.
back and forth. Yeah.
And then by the time you get to Batman and Robin, it's just a shit show of campiness with Arnold making ice buns. And it wasn't until like 2005 when they rebooted it with Nolan and Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, which, you know what? Even though I said Michael Keaton, I think overall the trilogy would have to go to the Christian Bale one for me, as far as like the standalone movies. Obviously, like just better filmmaking, right? Tim Burton is great. When I was a kid and stuff like that, I watched that. But yeah, the Val Kilmer, I don't honestly don't even remember Val Kilmer's Batman. Was that
he's
Batman
very
Forever?
wooden. He's very wooden. I want to go back to
watch that.
Back to Pedro's original question. My favorite Batman. That's funny. I was talking to my girlfriend about this over the weekend, like, and she didn't know what I was talking about. I'm like, Kevin Conroy. She's like, who's Kevin Conroy? I'm like, who's Kevin Conroy? He has been the voice of Batman for 30 years. He passed away 2 years ago, but he did the voice of Batman in the animated series in the 90s. He did pretty much every animated movie of Batman, and he did the Arkham games, like the ones like Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, all that. Like, he is he's perfectly has both Bruce Wayne and Batman's voice, demeanor. Like I don't know, most people say, like, you know, usually an actor who plays Batman, they do okay with either Batman or Bruce Wayne, but he perfectly marries the two together. So that'd be my pick. Pedro also says Michael Keaton as Batman, best of the best. Yeah, dude. I mean, I love Michael Keaton. He's such a weird, like Tim Burton has talked about this. Is like, you know, we want to make this guy kind of weird. Because, like, you'd have to be like this guy who decides that, hey, I know I'm a billionaire, but you know what I really want to do? I want to put on some, like, latex leather and go out and fight bad guys dressed as a bat. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, so, like, it would make sense that Bruce Wayne would be kind of like a weirdo. And I think they kind of get that a little bit with Michael Keaton's version. Pedro also says, Val Kilmer as Batman, okay, but George Clooney saying in many interviews that he killed Batman's franchise. Yeah. I love.
Did you like George Clooney as Batman?
No, dude, not at all. No? I think he could have potentially been a good Batman because he's got that like charm about him, and he's a good-looking guy, or at least he was during the time of the movie. But I think because, like I said, because Warner Brothers wanted to go with that lighter tone, and they brought in Joel Schumacher, and again, Joel Schumacher gets so much shit for making Batman. Like, oh, you put nipples on Batman. You know, they didn't like that. They didn't like how light it was. But you got to remember, like, Joel Schumacher made some pretty dark shit before he passed away. He made, like, The Lost Boys. He made Phone Booth. He made Tigerland. Joel Schumacher could have made a dark Batman movie much like the Tim Burton movies. But the mandate was to be like, we had to sell toys, like George Lucas and Star Wars. We got to sell toys and Happy Meals. So we're going to milk it, and we're going to make it this, like, kiddie thing that ultimately I don't think a lot of people liked. I don't know many people. I watch Batman and Robin once every couple of years. maybe with a shot of whiskey and a gummy, and I laugh at all the ice puns, and I go,
Yeah,
"This is stupid," and I'm watching
I
it
like
ironically, I guess, but
yeah, I like more of those side characters, like you said, the Riddler, Jim Carrey, and Two
yeah.
Face, and even like Poison Ivy and Mister Freeze and stuff like that. They're just something about that just brings you back to your nostalgia a little bit. You know that they're not good movies, but when you saw them when you were a kid, like you were just kind of like you didn't know
I
what you were watching. I mean, you just knew that it was colorful, like you said. You
Yes,
know?
and I think I had that especially with Batman Forever because it was like '95, so I would have been 7. So like I remember watching that going like I was so amped up for. I remember being mad that they got rid of Michael Keaton. And I remember thinking, I remember telling my dad because like Val Kilmer was on like Jay Leno or something like that, and they had like a clip of the movie, and I was like mad. And I'm like, my mom was like, you know what, you should write a letter to Warner Brothers and let them know that you think Michael Keaton would be a better pick. And I'm like, that's a good idea, Mom. And my dad was like, they made the movie. You're not gonna just, that's not gonna happen, John. And I'm like, because Michael Keaton was boss, man. Like,
Yeah,
Pedro said it best. Michael Keaton best is the best Batman. Pedro says Lost Boys is classic. Yeah, and again,
oh
it's
yeah.
dark. You could see, like, I would love to see the guy who made, and it is that guy, but I'd love to see, like, a Batman movie kind of, like, filmed in a similar way to Lost Boys. It would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I just
there you
rewatched
go.
Lost Boys for the last Halloween.
It's pretty good. Kiefer Sutherland
It
is
sounds
great
good.
in that movie.
Yeah, it has great rewatch value. I think if you haven't seen it in a while, I think it's a good rewatch.
Absolutely. You guys down in the comments, what do you guys think of Superman? We walked all the way through the movie. If we missed anything, let us know. I think we did a pretty good job of summing up the majority of it. Are you
Yeah.
what are you looking forward to with all this?
Um, you know what? I've never been. I'm not gonna say the biggest DC fan. I haven't followed a lot of their movies, or even like how you were talking about growing up, like with Batman and stuff like that. I was always a Spider-Man animated cartoon. I was always, X-Men, the animated
X-Men.
show.
Great
Yeah,
game.
that was my whole viewing experience when I was a kid. So all of that other everything else is kind of new to me, but I do like I want to see these darker characters like the Batman, Matt Reeves and stuff like that. And I am a fan more of the darker stuff, but I can totally understand why they're making these movies the way they are. It goes back to what you said. Oh, we don't want to see this done again because they already have the older movies, right? Well, once again, Hollywood doesn't care about that. They're just catering to a newer potential audience, a newer generation. And that's what makes me a little upset is because yeah, just go back to watch those old movies. You should teach the new generation to watch those older movies and just to get that back lore, right? So we can tell new stories with these characters. And I just hope they keep in that same direction of having fun, but also a little more serious. And I just don't want them to steer away with these shows because I understand it's a hot thing to binge, 10 episodes or whatever weekly, right? But it's going to steer away so much from the bread and butter once again, which I think is the movies. And I think that's the good direction that I want to see them go in. And I would like to see more Superman in more of a solo setting. I think this one just now that we're talking about it had way too many characters to focus on. Like
Yeah.
at least for our introduction to James Gunn Superman.
And you can
And
keep the Justice
yeah,
Gang, but like maybe like give them a little less screen time, or honestly, I mean, where I would cut the fat is like the Pocket Universe. Like we
hmm
didn't need like all of that shit of like him holding the baby while he's going down the Pixel River, and like
yeah.
when he's holding the dog, and I'm like, that whole thing could have been trimmed down by half, and then maybe give more screen time to like some of the emotional core of the characters a little bit.
I thought it was funny too when Lois Lane and Fantastic were like, it's closing in on us. It's closing in. And they say that for like 10 minutes. It's like closing in on them for like 10 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this thing could have been closed like in two
What
seconds.
what do we do? Should we repel down? He's like,
Yeah, yeah.
repel.
Yeah, little things like that are pretty good. But I think I probably will rewatch it. AMC has this thing now where it's like, if you're an AMC stub list member, it's like half off tickets on Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't
hmm
know if you saw they just announced that.
Yep.
So I'm gonna actually see if I could take the missus with me to go watch it. It's not really her cup of tea, but I think she'll have a good time with it.
Well, I think kids will like this movie a lot
Oh, absolutely. I think.
because it is like a Saturday morning
Yeah.
cartoon at its core.
Yeah.
Like whenever
I
I
would like
start
to.
overthinking shit, I was kind of just like, it's a Saturday morning cartoon. Just go with it.
I would like to see like if they can come out with like some kind of a demographic or something like that to show who's watching this movie. Obviously it's gonna be the super fans at first, right? But like,
Right.
how many parents are taking their kids to go watch this movie? I would like to kind of know those stats.
I'd imagine a lot 'cause it's making a lot of money
Yeah,
all over the
summertime is
world.
perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, summer, kids are
Between
out for summer.
the kids factor and the IMAX factor, I imagine it's probably doing pretty well.
It looked great on IMAX. I will say that. It did look great.
Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Your opinion, guys. David, you want to go first?
I think I had said that I liked him a lot, and I think you had said that you had some gripes with them.
Yeah. I mean, I'll flesh it out a little bit. Again, I liked him in certain parts. Like, I thought he was great in the Russian roulette scene. Like, that was kind of cool. Like, he was, I liked the whole bit. Like, oh, I thought that would have been longer. But like, whenever he got too emotional, it's kind of when I was like, that's not Lex Luthor to me. Like, Clancy, do you know who Clancy Brown is?
Sounds very familiar. Yes.
He's in so many things. He's in like Highlander. He's like the voice of
Look him up real quick.
yeah. If you see his face, you'd be like, I know that guy. He's in SpongeBob. He's the voice of not Patrick, but of fuck, I don't know. I'm not a giant SpongeBob guy.
yes, yes.
But
Okay,
he's in so many different things. I think he's like in Lost. He's in so many different things. He's
Shawshank.
Shawshank. That's right. He's like the one of the prison guards. But he's like the voice of Lex Luthor in the '90s show, and pretty much have been much like Kevin Conroy has been doing it for like 30 somewhat years in like the animated movies, and like he has like a real menacing Gus Fring kind of persona. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's kind of Mr. Crab. Thank you, clean. Clean Marg Beefy?
Oh yeah, it's
Maga
Cleon.
Maga
Yeah.
Maga Beefy? Okay.
Yeah, he's another Flix talker.
Yeah. So yeah, I like Nicholas Hoult, but much like Ben Affleck as Batman, I couldn't not see Nicholas Hoult. Like when I see Ben Affleck, I just see Ben Affleck. I see Ben Affleck at a cosplay convention walking around. I could never fully buy in to Batman as with Ben Affleck, and I kind of got that way with Nicholas Hoult a little bit because he's always like he's Beast in the X-Men, he's Renfield, he's Warm Bodies, he's all these different things. Yeah. So like he's always like a good, nice guy. So like when he tried to play like a villain, I just didn't feel like there was enough like heft or gravitas or class. I think Lex Luthor is supposed to be a little classier, a little bit more prestigious, kind of like a guy in a business suit. Like he wouldn't cry. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't give you that satisfaction. He would kind of just like sneer and, I mean, I think he's way better than Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg is fucking atrocious. But again, I think Michael Rosenbaum is easily the best version of Lex Luthor across the board if I have to pick. And then I guess after that would be Gene Hackman. And then, below that would be Nicholas Hoult. And then way at the bottom below the shit would be Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
And then I don't know where you put in like the other ones, like the Clancy Brown is animated. Put him somewhere in there. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. I like Nicholas Hoult, but again, he gave me Kylo Ren vibes. Remember Kylo Ren when in the first movie, like the Force Awakens, when he was like, something doesn't go right. He's got the lightsaber. He just starts smashing the shit out of everything. And he's like,
very emotional. Yeah.
Yeah. In the same way that like he was like breaking the cups and then pick those pencils up. You're like, like they made him like very much like a soy boy type of wimpy, weak kind of
very
emotional,
reactionary. Like if things don't go his way, he's just
petty tantrums, kind of. Yeah. And I when you think Lex Luthor, you think billionaire, you think classy, you think he doesn't show emotion. He's kind of stoic. He's always got like a clever jab for Superman. Or if you think of the Gene Hackman one, he's kind of like mean-spirited and kind of witty and what have you. And this was just kind of, and I know they're doing the whole like, hey, this is only year 3, in the same way that like Superman is still learning the ropes a little bit. I got a question for you, David. If this is like year 3 of Superman, right? And so which is like he's still figuring out being Superman, and Robert Pattinson's version of the Batman, I think they said is like year 2 when the Batman came out. The big question that I see a lot of was like, why not bring Robert Pattinson's Batman into this universe with David Cornsweet and the rest of them? Do you think those two characters would gel together well, or no, it should just bring in a new Batman?
Oh, that's tough. I would love to see them keep on Robert Pattinson because I do like him as the Batman. I don't know if they would. At this point, I feel like Robert Pattinson is just very intense as that role. and I
Yeah.
think he would steal every scene. I don't know. There's something about like I'm not saying that they have to be compatible as far as like on an acting level. And I haven't seen David Corn. How do you say his last name?
Corn Sweat.
Sweat.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it was sweet or sweat.
Sweaty corn.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a lot. I've seen him in like Pearl, and I know he's in Twisters and stuff like that, small roles. But I mean, I think he has it. I think he has it. I just have to see a little more from him as like a main lead. But once again, I mean, these are polar opposites. These guys at this point in juncture, like as far as tone goes, I mean, we have the darker tone with the Batman. We have a very unsure of himself Superman. They're on different wavelengths at this time. Could they play off each other in a James Gunn setting? Because it's like you have to think of James Gunn like writing some script for Barbara Pattinson. Like, yeah, I don't know if that's kind of weird.
I mean, they're not gonna do it, but like I could think of like a meme in my head of like them trying to interact and like Superman walking up to Batman and just being like, Batman, I need you to come to Metropolis and help me fight, the Kaiju or whatever. And then just like a very stoic, medicated Robert Pattinson just kind of like staring off, and all you hear is something in the way. And he's looking at the ground and he's like, I can't come with you. Just like I don't think the tones would gel very well. Yeah, he's too much of a brooding guy,
Very true. Yeah, very true. But like I would love to keep the Pattinson on.
Oh yeah, well they're gonna make. I mean, I think they finally said like Robert Pattinson's getting his second movie. They turned in the script from Matt Reeves, and we're gonna get that eventually. 2 years from now, maybe 1 year. I don't know.
Do they know what's going on with Joker? Are they going to bring in another? Because I know there's like this whole age gap thing. Are they going to do another Joker like into this world, or is he not in it at all? Or
I think given the fact that we've gotten so much Joker lately, especially with Joker 2 Folie à Deux, if you're smart, if you're James Gunn, you're going to put the brakes on the Joker for a minute. I think we need a break because they kind of overwhelmed us with so much Joker shit. Joker 2 was like the laughing stock of the fucking year last year.
Well, I guess
I think we're going to wait.
Yeah, true. I guess now that I think about it, it would make sense because Joker in that world, Bruce is a kid, right? So from the first one, he's a child still.
Oh, well, that universe is done. Are you talking about which Joker version are you talking about? Joaquin Phoenix is done.
Joker one. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, where do you go with Joker? Like, if you're implementing it into Batman.
Well, okay. Well, if you're going with the Matt Reeves Robert Pattinson version, you have Barry Keoghan who played him in that one deleted scene. Like, he's technically his Joker already. Like, they have him talking to the Riddler in the prison cell, and then there's that interrogation scene that's on YouTube, which is a deleted scene. So he's got his Joker. As far as David Cornsweet or the James Gunn DCU, which is new, which is going to have a new Batman, there's nothing at this moment about what we're doing with Joker in that universe, and that's fine. There's so
hard
many
for me to keep up with these multiverses.
There's so many rogue gallery villains in the Batman canon, and I'm like, I'm totally cool benching the Joker for a while because like he's been in like every single thing. Like he's always like the Arkham games. He takes off the mask. It's not Black Mask. It's the Joker. I think we need to chill out on the Joker. Let some like obscure. And James Gunn, this is bread and butter. Is like taking somebody like Polka Dot Man and making him cool. Like the Suicide Squad characters were kind of cool. So like I'm totally down to be like I imagine if we're doing Batman Brave and the Bold, which is going to be Batman and his son Damian, which is like Damian is the grandson of Ra's al Ghul, which is like the villain from the Batman Begins, the League of Shadows. So I imagine we're gonna do something like that on some level because we have to introduce Damian. So if we're doing Damian, you gotta do Talia, you gotta do Ra's al Ghul, which is like the you saw Batman Begins, right?
Yeah, I did.
That's the Liam Neeson character.
I don't remember it.
All right.
To rewatch. Yeah, it's like whoop, comes out and then it leaves my brain. I'm sorry. I gotta.
But yeah, man. I mean, what would you give this rating for a movie? The new Superman out of 10. Yeah, and you could do like point something. Yeah, and I went 7.5, so you could put a point in there if you want. But what would you give it out of 10?
I'd probably give it a 7.
Yeah, I give it 7.5.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna rewatch it again, so that score might change a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I think as it stands, 7.
Cool. I think we've squeezed the sponge as much as we can.
Yeah, I mean,
when it comes to Superman.
You're hipping me to a lot of stuff because, like I said, DC is not technically, in my wheelhouse as far as like knowing a lot. But I definitely appreciate the characters. I appreciate the world building that we get from these some of these movies, and of course, different directors have different feels. So everything's going to be different across the board. It's going to appease to certain fans that like the darker stuff or the more fun stuff, like we got with Superman or this Superman. And I'm just looking forward to more because I know a lot of people were like, superhero fatigue and yada yada yada, and I had superhero fatigue like years ago. Now I'm kind of ready to jump back in the saddle because I didn't follow a lot of the shows that we got from Marvel. I think if I would have, then I would have had superhero fatigue this year.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. Where did you jump off on the Marvel train? Because like I watched like WandaVision and Loki, and I was like, I liked Loki. I think Loki was a decent show. I liked WandaVision when it came out, but I think just part of me is like I'm so over Marvel. I think the last thing I watched from them was like I sludged my way through Daredevil Born Again, and I was like, I'm done. After that, I was done.
I didn't catch that one. We started Agatha all along because we liked WandaVision, and then we got like 3 episodes in, and we're like, we're out. This is not. Yeah.
Who is this for?
Liked that one for some reason.
Did they? Did they?
I don't know. Maybe that's the narrative they're pushing. Did they, David? That's what I'm seeing. I don't know.
That show felt like it was for like moms in minivans, like who like to drink wine, because it just feels like you have these like middle-aged women and they're kind of catty and they're like I think I watched like a clip of that and I was like, I'm out. Yeah. I watched YouTube videos where they were talking about it and I'm like, yikes.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't watch Ironheart.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't do Ironheart because like just even the trailer it does not embody what someone that should helm, like even something that's close to a replica of Tony Stark, or even the ability to be smart and that snarky of a character, or that like I don't know. I don't want to get deep into it. I'm gonna offend somebody.
No. That's good. No, please.
But I posted a video on my Instagram, I think last night, where the whole thing of, I can't do this because Tony Stark was a billionaire, and then it's like, Tony Stark built this in a cave, and that's
with scraps.
It's like I felt like the creator of Ironheart did not watch Iron Man at all, the movie. Like, you don't have to know the comics or anything like that, right? Just watch the first damn movie. And you'll understand who this character is. It's like, I am Iron Man. It should be like, I am Ironheart. I have this vision, and I want to do more with this suit. Instead, it's like, I'm stealing from the rich. It's like a Robin Hood type of thing that they're trying to push, and I'm like, this does not feel anything Marvel or whatever.
But Robin Hood stole from the rich and gave to the poor.
Right.
Ironheart
for themselves.
Took for herself. And I'm sorry, like, considering you have, like, a young black actress playing the part, you're really not doing anything for anybody. Like, who is this for?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a thief? Oh, cool.
Yeah, a thief that goes to MIT that is, like, the smartest person in her whole school, pretty much. And it's like, you're not convincing me by making these poor judgments. I mean, these poor options in life by doing that. Like, I don't know.
And your big thing is you want to upstage Tony Stark, who saved the world and is dead and can run laps around you. Yeah. Pedro says, I'm sorry, go ahead. Pedro says, go ahead.
I was going to say real quick. I did see that. I know it's a newer comic, Ironheart. I think it's from like 2019 or 2018.
Which nobody liked.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That nobody liked it. And that I saw the stills from each character, like the side characters, and they look nothing like what they look like in this version. So they completely purposely butchered it. And I don't like when they do that. If you have source material, try to follow it at least, a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry, we'll go ahead. What did Pedro say?
No, he was talking about the Jokers. He named them all off. Cesar Romero, that's the one from the campy 60s one. Jack Nicholson from 89. Heath Ledger from 08. Joaquin Phoenix from those two. I like the first Joker. Second one's fucking atrocious. Joker and Mark Hamill as Joker in Batman animated series, TV series, I think. Yeah, you nailed it. Mark Hamill was great. The voice of the Joker. Have you ever seen anything animated with the Joker in it? He's fantastic.
I have seen that, yeah. Or at least some clips from Joker, yeah.
I like how this quickly turned into like a Batman conversation, because Batman's just like wildly more interesting than Superman on so many levels.
It happens. I mean, it happens. That's another movie I've been wanting to rewatch is The Batman, though.
The Batman?
Because, when you first saw it,
it's long.
I saw it twice in theaters. Yeah, because I wanted to take my family to go see it the second time, and I was like, oh man, I'm feeling it. The run time on it the second time.
It's really long. You've seen it once before, yeah?
Yeah, I saw it the
Okay,
opening night or whatever.
my personal recommendation: go watch the Penguin Show. The Penguin Show is amazing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I have heard good reviews on it, but
It's like The Sopranos but painted with Gotham City.
okay. Okay.
You know, it's a crime
um,
drama. It's almost like Breaking Bad. There's lots of trails and twists and turns. It's a fun fucking ride, dude. I couldn't like I binge watched it week to week, and then I rewatched the whole thing, and I was just, it's so good. The female lead in that one, I can't think of her name right now, but she's the mother from How I Met Your Mother. She plays like a crime boss in that, and she's fantastic in that. Her and Colin Farrell really kind of just it's a great crime show where you're like, what? How are they gonna get out of this next? It's very grounded too. It's dark. It's gritty. It's I found Robert Pattinson to be a little wooden, to be honest, in the Batman. Like he just seemed kind of zonked out. These characters, they have a lot of layers to them in the Penguin Show. And you got Clancy Brown again. He's I think he's Falcone, Sal Falcone or something like that. Fantastic. But again, Superman.
yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what's kind of funny is like, you know, we talked about this, but like, I don't know if this is going to be one of those. I think everyone's going to kind of be like, it was pretty decent. But again, it's like there's not a lot to chew on. It's not like when like Batman Begins ended and like they flipped the card over and it was like the Joker card and it's like, I wonder who's going to play the Joker. I wonder what's going to happen next. Like, I can't say like, I mean, I guess I want to see Nathan Fillion again. I want to see the Green Lanterns. I want to see more Nathan Fillion. I enjoyed the Justice Gang, but like I'm not like I can't wait for the next Superman movie. Like what do you think about Supergirl as a movie? Do you think that's going to be based on that little bit of drunken Supergirl?
That's a tough part because sometimes they'll introduce these characters for a split second and then they'll want to do a whole series on them and then wonder why it flops. It's like, because we don't know anything about these characters. And they're like, well, that's what the show is for. It's like, no, you have to give them a good introduction on the big screen.
Yeah.
And then it gets us a little invested into watching a full 10-hour show or whatever, you know, it is. I think sometimes they do stuff ass backwards. I mean, I hope they're smarter than the fans, you know, when it comes to stuff like that. But I don't know if I could see and if I do see a full Supergirl show like or movie,
it's
or whatever,
a movie. They greenlit the movie. It's happening.
Okay, it's like, what direction is it going to go? Is it going to go total Gen Z? Are we going to get a stupid script like Miss Marvel or whatever, the Miss Marvels or the Marvels? You know, what are we going to get here? Like, is it going to be something serious or?
I mean, I have no idea. But if I had to guess, we're starting off with her being irresponsible and she's partying on planets with red kryptonite. So like, she's going to have to learn structure, I guess. That's going to be her arc, I imagine.
Do they have a director for this? Do you know? Did they announce one?
They did. Let me pull it up. I was looking at the directors.
I can tell you if this movie's gonna flop just based on that.
I'm doing that more too now. I'm looking at like when I see a movie, like, I look at the writers and I look at the director. And I'm like, oh, you did that. I'm out.
Yep. You can totally tell it.
Let me pull it up. I did look at it earlier, and I remember thinking like there was nothing in their catalog that none of the directors of these upcoming DCU movies have a lot of credit to their name. Like they don't have like Tony Scott is coming in for Supergirl.
They'll do that too. They'll give it to a no-name director and then hope that it's like a 5-star movie. You know, did they do that with was that with Ballerina? I think they did that with Ballerina recently. It was like a no-name director.
Let's see here. Okay, so the director of Supergirl is Craig Gillespie. Craig Gillespie. It's very Italian. I'm sorry. I do apologize. He was the executive producer of I, Tonya. He directed Lars and the Real Girl, where Ryan Gosling is dating a doll.
A doll? Yeah, I do remember that.
He directed Fright Night, the remake with Colin Farrell.
Okay, this is gonna flop. This is gonna flop.
No way. He did The Finest Hours, which is
Is that Ryan Reynolds?
No, it's a Chris Pine movie with Casey Affleck. It's like it's like a perfect storm kind of movie. Like Coast Guard makes a daring rescue attempt off the coast of Cape Cod after a pair of tankers are destroyed during the blizzard of 1952. Yeah, that movie came and went. Yeah, like I said, I don't see anything to to the names. The writers, let's go to the writers, 'cause that counts too.
Mhm.
Otto Binder is that's the original creator of Supergirl. Screenplay is written by Anna Nagiera, and she wrote. Survey says IMDb. She wrote the Vampire Diaries.
I don't. Is that a show?
Yeah, it's like a
A
CW teen
series?
drama.
See,
So,
This
yeah,
is the route they're gonna go too. They're gonna make
she
it very,
wrote
very soap opera.
she wrote the Vampire Diaries, the Michael J. Fox show, some of the Blacklist, um,
Mm,
and then it kind of goes into obscurity after that.
yeah,
So,
doesn't sound too promising.
and again, like this could be one of those things where it's like, James Gunn is known for Guardians of the Galaxy. He made those movies. I was talking to you before the chat about Slither, which is like one of like the
Yeah,
greatest underrated horror movies, gross out movies. But I think like once you hand the baton off to some of these no name writers directors, that's where it gets a little messy. That's where it gets a little worrisome because like the quality might dip. And we're already, like I said, I'm at a 7.5, you're at a 7. So now we're immediately going down to like a 6 or a 5. You don't, unless
yeah,
James Gunn or the powers that be get in there and they guide them properly.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Sometimes when you get these directors that are, it's out of their wheelhouse. Like they're used to like like you said, disaster movies or whatever it was, perfect storm type movies. It's like, and then you jump to a superhero movie. It's like I hate when they just jump out of their wheelhouse or whatever, or they're used to
Yeah.
writing, certain things, and then they kind of stick with that, and then they implement
Or
it into this, but it's gonna be for a different audience
or
possibly.
or like the reverse of it, like when they cast a director for their name and then kind of have them not do what they're known for. Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, it's like, how
Oh
many
yeah,
times have we seen Marvel movies where, like, we pulled this director because we know you like this indie movie, and then you're like, you don't get any of that flavor, though. Because, like,
yeah.
they had the mandate. Like, for example, I keep seeing the trailer for The Running Man, which is an Edgar Wright movie. The guy who did the Cornetto trilogy, like Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, The
Oh
World's
yeah,
End,
yeah.
Baby Driver. I think they're kind of going for the vibe of Baby Driver. But I look at that trailer for Running Man, and I just feel nothing.
Thank you, because
Nothing.
I watched that actually on a live stream, and I was angry because The Running Man is one of my favorites. I know it's not very well received as far as like score critic wise or whatever. I like that story. It has a lot of nostalgia for me. I like the whole prison route that they did not go in this new one.
I
Why
know.
not? What?
Sub
Like, oh
Zero now,
yeah.
Plane Zero.
How fucking cool would that have been with a bigger budget? Like,
I
yeah, it was
know.
goofy back in the '80s or whatever, but how cool would it have been to see that? Like, you're in a maze, and yeah, the world is still watching you from afar, right? You don't have to be immersed in it. Now he's like running through the city, and everybody's involved, and I'm fighting for my
Yeah.
family, like for the money, and it's like this.
It, it, it looks a
I don't
little too
know.
quippy too. It feels like that Marvel humor. Every 8 minutes we gotta have a joke, 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 joke.
Yeah,
Oh, I got a grenade. Oh, back at you. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
like I
It
don't
does
know.
not look promising to me, and I'm gonna be honest. I think that was yeah. You can keep passing it off as a Stephen King novel and stuff, but this is the
That
thing.
doesn't mean anything anymore though. There's so many
That does
bad
not mean
adaptations of Stephen King.
so many adaptations, and we've seen a lot that have flopped, and obviously there's some good ones out there, but it's a very niche market, and if the movie sucks, it's good. The word of mouth is going to spread even more, and it's
Hmm.
going to do very. I feel like it's going to do very bad at the box office.
You just had that bad Salem Lot HBO
Yeah,
Max app. That I didn't watch it, but everybody I knew from the trailer it was gonna be
didn't
bad.
watch it. Yeah, I didn't watch it
Um,
either, but it looked bad.
Pedro says, "What did you guys think about the score of the of Superman?" I'll take this real quick, and then
Sure.
I'll let you. Basically, they do borrow from the original. I think it's John Williams who did the Christopher Reeve version, which is like fantastic.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I mean, it. You watch the one like da, da, and it's in this movie, but like so many IP movies, like they put it in there, but they slow it down, and like they kind of put like it's like a slow
They remix it. Yeah.
like you have to wait for that final ba-boom. And then everything around the John Williams score of the original, I thought was a bit generic. Pedro also says the music
Yeah.
score with elements of the original theme of John Williams. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like the John Williams theme. The John Williams theme is in the original trailer. Like the two trailers that came out for this Superman movie. I was gonna say this before. I'm glad we circled back. I think had more emotion than the actual movie. Like, you ever see like a movie trailer that was so good, and then you watch the movie and you're like, oh, the trailer's better. Suicide Squad, the Jared Leto one, you had the Bohemian Rhapsody. That was like one of the greatest trailers of all time. Movie was shit. The the
Yeah.
the trailer for Superman, like you had those scenes that were kind of getting me almost choked up. Where like, the little boy is like, he's like Superman, Superman. He's got the flag, and like you see him like holding his dad's head. You think they're having a touching moment. You watch the final product, and you're like, eh,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. You didn't feel any of
Um,
that.
so I think the score was a little underwhelming. It didn't bring anything new or original. It kind of felt like it filled in some filler around the John Williams original, which is iconic. Kind of like how the one for Batman, like they still use the theme from the original '89 Batman music, pretty much. I think they were using it like in the Justice League movies. Like they were like, that's the Batman theme. You just keep using that. But the
Yeah.
filler around it is kind of just like forgettable. Like I'm not saying it's bad, but it was kind of just
Yeah.
like could have been any movie.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Forgettable, because I can't remember the score too much in this, other than the trailer that you had said, and they shimmy it in a little bit, but it's not. I don't. You just don't get that same feeling, obviously, as the original John Williams, and yeah, and then you get some of the Guardians stuff thrown in there with that one song, and then at the end too, and then like it just was very forgettable for me.
Yeah, I mean,
It could have done better.
I like the punk rockers song by the Teddy Bears and Iggy Pop, but that's not the score. That's just a needle drop that James Gunn is known for.
Right.
There actually wasn't too much music in this one compared to the typical. Like, there's no soundtrack that's going to be coming out for Superman the way Guardians did.
Right.
Because you have like, I looked it up. I was curious. I'm like, did I miss? You have the one song on the beach where Mr. Fantastic is just doing his thing, and then you have Punk Rocker in the end, which I think is great. I love that ending where they're rotating around and he's smiling, and I'm like, all right, we're
Yeah.
back on track. But I keep thinking that whole middle act was kind of just like pixels,
funny
man,
because-
pixels.
It's funny that we're talking about music, because I saw that someone posted a screenshot on Twitter that I guess Ultraman, or at least an account that says Ultraman, created a playlist for Superman music,
Yeah.
and it's like it has all of these different bands of like metal music and rock music and just amped up music, right? It's like none of this is in the movie at all.
Nope.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Not that we need to have needle drops to have a good movie, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, it's basically
Yeah,
James
it
Gunn's
makes it
Superman by
memorable.
James Gunn. You know, so you
Yeah, it
kind of
makes it more
expect that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I mean, I think I'm good on my end. You got you got any closing comments for Superman 2025?
No, I can't wait to watch it again. I do want to watch it again, hopefully this week, if not on streamer for sure, in the comfort of my own home. But yeah, I think I got my fill of this movie, and I kind of knew what I was going to get for the most part, as far as like a good, fun summer blockbuster movie. And I mean, everything aside, like as far as me, inserting the politics into it, I think it's just instinctual now. Just because we're surrounded by it daily, the whole news cycle and stuff like that, we just instinctually do it. I don't want to do it. It's just it just happens sometimes. But I still think that James Gunn kind of purposely wanted to just create a little talking point amongst people, not necessarily saying choose a side, like who, but just kind of like a little, like to bring it like a little more
Food for
realism to,
thought.
like, yeah, like, hey guys, this is happening in our real world. This is also happening in the movie as well. So that's fine. And like my coworkers that told me that know this stuff, they're like, yeah, this has happened in comics, and it's very true to kind of like the comic lore of Superman and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's fine. If that's what it is, then that's fine. I'm not gonna
I bet they
argue.
hate the Bradley Cooper shit though.
Yeah, not too many people like that.
Nobody likes that. It's like you did that character dirty. My one friend was like, why is it in every version of Superman they have to throw one of the parents under the bus? Because you have like
Yeah.
his Earth parents and you have his Krypton parents. And it's like in every version, like they have to throw one of the two under the bus to make the other ones look like the correct. And if you read the comics, it's like that's not really the way. Like he takes elements of both to make him who he is.
Yeah.
So, but again, it's a nitpick in what is basically a Saturday morning cartoon, which is what I look at this movie as. I can't say like, oh, it's not like Jurassic Park Rebirth where I'm like, I'm mad that I spent money on this. I'm mad that I wasted time on this. I feel stupider for I've been here. I can't say that. I did enjoy it. I did like it. Like I said, I thought it was cool. I thought it was good. I don't think it was a masterpiece. I don't think it was great. I think it was decent.
Right.
It's all right. It was cool. It was a good movie. Bring the kids. I kind of like. I saw a lot of kids in my theater that were just like really getting into it. And I kind of stop and I go like, look, man, I'm 37. Like this isn't made for me necessarily. Like, granted, it is a family movie more than it is a kids movie, where like the parents are not going to be like fucking kill me, which is good. But like just watching it kind of gave me the same feeling I get like if you've ever been to like a theme park, whether it be Disney World or Six Flags or Universal, and you go to like a stunt show, right? And if you ever go to like like they have like bleachers, and you and everybody are sitting there, and like everyone's going, yeah, you cheer when something blows up, and like it felt like an attraction ride, and like for the family, and everybody kind of enjoys the ride, but it's a ride. It's a stunt show. So for that, it works.
And isn't that what Martin Scorsese said about
he did, yeah,
superhero movies? Anyways, they're like roller coaster attractions, right?
Yeah. I think for me, it's one of those things where it's like I may not go back and like I'm like I can't be like I can't wait. I'm gonna pre-order the Steelbook and I can't wait to watch it again the second it comes out. Like this is very much one of those movies that like when it's on Blu-ray, and then eventually they start dropping like 8-minute clips of the film on YouTube. Like here's him fighting the kaiju, and here's like I'll watch clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I probably won't rush back to watch the full movie anytime soon.
So what was your take when all like the early reviews came out with all the fanboys? I mean, are these paid reviewers, or do you think these were genuine reviews? Like, did you see anybody that you follow giving it like extremely high praise? Because all I saw was fanboys, and I see the glasses coming on. So let's speak the truth.
David, I'm glad you asked. I want to make a whole video talking about the truth behind how these press screenings work, the people who go, the whole process of it. It'll probably result in me never being invited back, but there's a part of me that just does not care anymore. Okay, so going into early reactions of this, the first thing that I saw was IndieWire dropped a line. They broke the embargo, and they said Superman is woke, it's bad. I didn't really read it that deeply because like I want to go in with my own. I don't give a fuck about what Shapiro from IndieWire has to say. Do you know what I mean? It's like and it's not like because I lean left or right. It's just like this is my point of view about politics at this point. At this point on July 14th, 2025. Think of it as like a tug of war rope, right? And on the left, the right, you have the extremists at the very end of those ropes. All right. Mm-hmm. Where I stand, go to the middle where the flag is, right? I grab there and I pull. And then each side of the extremes are on the other end. And now it's me pulling from the middle against the extremists on both sides. Because on both sides of the aisle, right, you have Ben Shapiro, who broke the embargo, or people at IndieWire, maybe it wasn't him particularly, but he went out of his way to shit on this movie and be like, this is bad and I hate this and like, fuck him. Also down there, next to him, holding the rope next to him, you have the guy from Variety, who's on the red carpet talking to Sean Gunn and James Gunn and Nathan Fillion, being like, well, the MAGA people are very mad today. I'm here to get your reaction. What is your reaction? I need a soundbite. Fuck you too, right? And then there's like they were also trying to come after Dean Cain for saying whatever he said. Like there's an Instagram blob that like takes everything out of context. He didn't say anything that was like whatever, but like again, people don't go out of their way to go read the actual thing. They see the Instagram post, they follow along with whatever their people are, whether it be left or right. They bandwagon, they don't do any critical fucking thinking, and that drives me nuts. So the first thing that I saw with these early reviews is at first I saw like the IndieWire, which broke embargo, and then everything after that seemed like it was very in the vein of it's amazing. It's great. It's great. It's great. Like all of like the I guess you can call them shills, right? It's like some of these YouTubers, and I don't want to take shots at YouTubers, but I don't think they care. Like who are the big ones that seem like they're doing Mr. Rogers daytime shows? Like 3C, I think is one. Like where he's kind of
that. I knew you were gonna say 3. So it's basically all the guys that dress up at all of the at the events, right? They always have their Superman outfits. Like today, he was in his Fantastic Four outfit with the Galactus, and that's all praise to him. You know what? I used to watch his show and stuff like that, or his videos and stuff. And but this is the thing too. Yeah, like you said, just kind of piggyback real quick. They want to get in bed with these companies, and I totally understand it. If that's what they do, YouTube full time, and that's their bread and butter. So
they are already in that realm, but
yeah.
they want to ensure that they get future invites. They want to get those early Marvel. Disney Marvel can go fuck itself. They are the worst. I have not gotten a single Marvel invite for anything in like the 4.5 years that I've been doing press invites. They just they have to cherry pick the. And I used to take it personally in the beginning. I was like, this is fucked up, but like they cherry pick the ones that they know are gonna give Ant-Man Quantumania an A+, even though it's dog shit. Because like they need to get that early word. It's a marketing machine. It's a business to them. They don't care about integrity or it being good or to them. It's like we need to control the narrative. And I'm not saying anything you don't already know, but it's just so obnoxious about it. Yeah. Pedro says, Burns, become Tom Cruise in the film Risky Business with the glasses. Ah? Dut, 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 dut. I don't know. I can't think of any dialogue from that movie. But I will take that as high praise that you brought Tom Cruise into this conversation. But yeah, man, I saw the early reviews. They were staggering. They're like, Rotten Tomatoes gave it like a 97 and the critics were like 85. And I'm like, well, that's good. At least I know I'm not walking into, allegedly, at least it bodes well. Because like when you see bad reviews, you're like, ah, shit. But like when you see good reviews, you're like, I don't trust the mainstream critics. I don't trust 3C or Sean Chandler or there's a handful of other ones that like they've got like the plastic smile every time I see them. Their thumbnails are always like, like the Home Alone face. It's like it's so extra, but I know like they're pandering to like children, right? Like they want like the 12-year-old demographic.
Did you see Jeremy John's review on it?
It's funny you say Jeremy Johns because Jeremy Johns is the consistent like North Star who I value his opinion the most. Because like he does say shit. Like I know he got some shit not too long ago for reviewing Am I Racist?
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone and everyone gave him shit for doing that. Like the left gave him so much shit for doing that, and it's like I like that guy does not pander or jump on the bandwagon or lives in fear out of what will happen if I say the wrong thing. Will my overlords take away my invitations and I'll never like get out of here. Like I'm sorry. Like and I've never done that on my channel where I go, hey, let me say what I think they want me to say because I want to be invited back for Spider-Man 25.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel his viewpoints were, and a lot of people were upset because I think he said something about like his rating system is like, this movie's fun with the drink or whatever like that. And really
no
upset.
Alcohol required.
Yeah, and people started digging up pictures, and I know he has a huge controversy back in the day. I don't know if you saw it. He did like blackface for like Blade and stuff like that, and it was like an off to. Okay, so
did James Gunn.
Yeah,
not blackface, but he had controversy.
Yeah, how many comedians do we know that have done like off? Jimmy Kimmel, the other Jimmy, Fallon, he did blackface on SNL. Sarah Silverman did blackface. All these characters did that everybody loves now have had this like craziness to their past, right? But you can't do that just because you have a disagreement with somebody's Superman fucking review. Like, give me a break. Like, you're gonna dig up their whole past and really trying to dismantle this whole person's persona, and you're not really thinking about it like this. Oh wow, someone's giving me their genuine opinion, even if they didn't like the movie, or nitpicked it. And I don't even think what he was saying, because I like to watch his reviews after I watch the movie. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too influenced. And I could totally understand it. Like how we're having the conversation now, you're making me think about things that I didn't, see because I didn't watch it a second time. And but that's the whole point, is to have this dialogue. It's not to cater to a certain audience or to sell tickets or whatever like that for a certain a production company or whatever. And I think people have forgotten that. And there's a lot of people that will just jump on the hype of, oh, I can review movies now because it's a simple thing to do, but I have to play ball here and appease to the conglomerates of the big umbrella that is Disney, you know?
I'll be honest. I'm really enjoying not going to every press screening and just going like with like a friend or my girlfriend, and then just
Yeah.
like watching it with a live audience and kind of hearing how they react to the movie in person the way I used to when I was a kid. Because I go like because um have you haven't been to a press screening, right? You said, and you could, man. You
I've been
could
to
so
one.
easily. You've got the
I've been to one.
you've got the subscribers, you've got the following. You could easily write an email to Allied or whatever these names of these companies are. I can send you a link if you want it to hook up. You could easily be like, this is my sub count, this is my viewer, and they'll be like, come on down. And of course they're gonna be like, they're gonna be watching what you say, and based on what you say, maybe
See,
like
I
6 months.
I don't even think I want to do that.
Well, yeah, and if you ever watch like who's Chris Tuckman's buddy, John Flickinger.
That's another one, man.
Flickpick.
As soon as I used to follow. Oh yeah, Flickpick. I used to watch Chris Tuckman like religiously. Him and Jeremy Johns were like back to back. I had to unsubscribe, man. As soon as he said that he could not review Madam Web because he felt like it was a dog pile, I said, "Yo, you're really trying to get in and kiss Marvel's ass. This is crazy, and Sony's ass or whatever."
He said he
crazy.
didn't want to. He's like, I'm not going to review movies because even though I'm a film critic and it's what I do, I'm not going to review movies because I'm making a movie and I know how much hard work goes into making a movie, and I wouldn't shit on somebody who's doing what I'm about to do. By the way, Shelby Oaks has its early reviews out and they suck.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
See, I haven't heard the updates on that other than I think like somebody like jumped behind the camera that was like a big name. Oh, was it Mike Flanagan? Was that who it was? I think Mike Flanagan was
Maybe,
catch, no?
maybe,
Something
maybe
like
he
that?
did. Maybe
And I
he
was
did
like,
come out to help out or something. I think I did.
yeah,
Hear
I think
something.
so. And I was like, whoa, that's a big deal. But so it's not getting good reviews, huh? I mean,
Nah,
you reap what you sow. Karma is a bitch. I don't want to speak badly on anybody, but
I do.
he spoke badly on movies in the past. So it's like, what is he talking about? You know?
And I remember like because like he was one of the OGs when like YouTube was
Yes.
smaller, and like he was like I remember like if you like stumble across one of his earlier videos, like he's big and he's animated. He's kind of got like that energy of like a nostalgia critic where he's like big and kind of wacky and zany and shit. And now he just looks kind of like the pilot light went out. Like he
Yeah.
just feels kind of dead inside and solemn, and he takes things very seriously, and he talks kind of like,
Yeah.
and you're just like, there's no fun, there's no energy behind it, and I see that a
Very
lot. Like,
true.
same with his buddy, the Flick Pick, John Flickinger, and like he kind of has like that kind of worn out feeling too, where like he's like, I drove an hour and a half to go to this movie, and god damn it, it's like, and I totally get it, man, because I drive like an hour and change, hour 15, hour and a half to Philly to go see some of these movies, and I pick and choose. I mean, I'm mostly a horror channel, so like I'll see the big horror movies, but I'm not driving out there to go see Materialist with like Pedro and Madam Web and Chris Evans. I'm not driving out for that dog shit. Like I don't
Yeah.
care. Like I know movies like the quality have gotten down, and I just like I'm not driving out there. And then what? I have to be like, it's a weird feeling too, because like when you go out of your way, when you drive 90 minutes, you pay $40 for parking in their fucking parking garage that you have to park in, and you get in there. Well, maybe 20, and then you get in there, and then you watch the movie, and now like the movie's at 7, you get out around like 9 or 10, depending on how long it is, and then you get in the car and you drive home. Now it's like pushing midnight. You're tired as hell. It's usually like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. It's a weekday, so you kind of have to like finish at work and go straight to. By the time you're done, you're like, I don't know. It was kind of average. I don't fucking know. And then like the following morning, you wake up and you're like, you're trying to put your notes together, and you're just like, the movie's like usually not good because it's kind of just like, I've seen The Dark Knight, I've seen Christopher Nolan movies, and this is just mid as fuck. But like in the same time, you're like, I went out of my way. I spent a whole like night, evening doing all this, and you're like, I wanted to say it was a good movie, but it wasn't. So like you lose that passion, I guess. And I
Yeah,
can
that
say
gusto,
I'm
that
happy.
oomph.
Right. And I guess
Movies aren't what they used to be, like you said. I mean, they really aren't.
right. And I remember during the pandemic in 2020, it's like when I started getting all the invites to go, all these kind of things, because movies were really hitting a slump. And I had been doing it for a couple of years and all that. So, like, and I was really excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm in. I'm in the club. You know, like I'm gonna go see these other film journalists and maybe some other YouTubers, and maybe I'll even see a celebrity here and there. And initially, like the first year, I was like, this is great. And then, like, you know, they started kind of being, well, for one, the vibe is very not great. And by that, I mean, like, if you're not on their bandwagon, which is like the very liberal Hollywood talking point bandwagon, they are passive aggressively just like, we don't like you. They may not say it to your face, but the body language and the vibe is just kind of like off-putting, like, get away. And like, you watch the movie and you're like, you know, you don't want to. This is why I go with friends, or I go with my girlfriend, and I love it now, because like, this is how you're supposed to enjoy the movie, not. And then you leave and they're like, so what'd you think of the movie? It was good. And I was like, you know, so I don't miss it. You know,
Yeah.
like, I still go here and there, but like, I really can't say I miss it, because it's not the movie going experience that I love. You know,
Yeah.
that's my
No, I hear
tangent
that.
on press screenings and
No,
marketing
I
teams.
totally
And
hear that. I mean, I think you and I are the same as far as like we like to do these because it's a fun, you know, hobby or whatever it is. You don't do
yeah,
this full time, do you? Or
I try to, but no, not really.
okay,
I
yeah,
mean,
same.
I'm doing the Monday night streams every Monday at 9 Eastern Standard Time. Find Monday
Yeah.
Monday Night Live with Johnny Burns, and you know,
But
but
we don't have to worry about pulling in certain views or pulling in this or that to make a paycheck to make mortgage every month, right? I mean,
mhm.
I have a day job and stuff like that. So when I can, I mean, we have busy schedules as it is, you know, girlfriends and stuff like that. So I think our priorities are a little different now. When you start adding in the equations of all these other guys, which I've noticed, you know, they could, you know, live different lives as us or whatever like that. But you do see they put on the big smile and they want them,
Oh
you know, they dress
yes,
up and they have the,
oh
you know, every
yes.
collectible cup and stuff like that. And okay, that's not what me personally, any involvement of lifestyle I want to be in. I mean, yeah, I get collectibles and stuff, the stuff that I like, but I don't want to feel like I'm obligated to have to do that or have to give this movie a good review or have to meet a certain deadline of an embargo and stuff like that. Because, like you said, I mean, I could do that. I mean, I do reach out to like Netflix for early screeners or Hulu and stuff like that in the comfort of my own home. And
Oh, I
sometimes,
love that. Yeah.
yeah, I've even gotten like, you know, independent movies that nobody else will review except for me because I'll just take a chance on the independent experience or whatever. And that's fine. If nobody views it, nobody views it. But at least, you know, I felt like I wanted to talk a little bit about it to help them get a little push or whatever. So, and that's another thing too, is that I'll watch movies that Netflix will send me and I won't review them if I don't like them. Sometimes I won't do that, you know? So it
Yeah.
just depends, you know, on the schedule or whatever. But I feel like a hobby has to be something that you like and it has to be a passion. If you start to lose that flame a little bit, then you got to step back and say, hey, kind of reevaluate like, hey, should I really go to this screening even though I'm 100% not interested? If not, it's a waste of my time.
And
You know, it's
and
just,
I
it's
think
not gonna make me feel good.
I think the most important thing, David, is like, you gotta stay true to who you are, like who you
Yeah.
are, what you think of the movie, your point of view, because they will, like, you know, they don't say it outright, but there's like a lot of this implied bullshit of like, well, you know, if you want to be not here and here, the expectation is here. So if you're doing like, you know, it's kind of like the Lost Boys, like, join us, Michael, you know, like, but it's like, you know, I can't not be honest and say how I feel about a thing, or
Yeah.
I can't like I can't jump on the cause of the week and be like, hey, we're all saying this. Like, you know, I can't do that. Like, I
Yeah.
have too much of that critical thinking in me where it's like, I will look at it, have my own opinion, be honest about it. And to kind of low key punish people for not going along, because essentially what they want is like, they want you to be an extension of the marketing team, if you think about it.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that because that's their goal, then get out of the way.
Yeah. Reviewers are free marketing. That's basically what it is. We are an
Right.
extension, like you said, of the team. Whether we want to, you know, instinctually it just happens. I mean, and they want those positive reviews. Like even if you have a like I try to do pros and cons from what I can remember of a movie and I'll write it down or whatever like that. And I'll always have a pros and cons because they're not coming out with these Shawshank Redemption movies anymore, like these 5 out of 5s where you can't really find too many nitpicks. There's always going to be something that I can talk about, and it doesn't have to be extraordinary. It could be very, very small, but I think you need to be true to your audience, not just yourself, but also your audience too, because those are the people that are going to continue to subscribe and watch you and follow you and stuff. And they're ultimately subscribing for your authenticity,
right?
As a whole. Well, and if you were to change that all of a sudden to cater to a certain audience, they're going to leave, and you're going to attract a different audience of people that you don't necessarily even want.
Right. Did you see the controversy about Ballerina?
No. Oh yeah, I did actually. Yeah, about the I think you had told me about that actually. About they came out with like a
Dumb Drums, who's a friend of the channel. He actually brought this up because I kind of skimmed the emails for like the press invites a little bit. Like, okay, date, location, got it. Embargo, got it. But they put, I guess I did tell you this, but to to those listening, essentially they put like a little disclaimer of like next to the embargo note that said like, hey, this is the embargo for social reactions, which basically just means, for those that don't know, you can't do a full review, but you can give like a quick, like, I guess basically a thumbs up, thumbs down. No, don't say too much. Like, save it for the full review, which is like a day or two later. But you can give a social review, which is like a short little blurb. But even what they said with Ballerina was like, if you're going to do a social reaction, it can only be positive. And if it's not positive, you can't say anything until 2 days later or some shit like that. Which is like horse shit. Like, I get why they're doing it. And Ballerina wasn't even bad.
Encouraged or something.
It wasn't even bad. I mean, it's kind of an average movie. It wasn't great or terrible. It was just like middle of the road. But there was no need to do that.
Yeah. Because you're already putting out the implication that this is going to be a bad movie. So guys, look for the good in it and only speak about the good. That's kind of what they're saying.
Because of the implication.
The implication. About the implications,
You're going to say positive things about the movie because of the implication.
That'd be a good skit. What's that one, real quick, what's that one reviewer that does like the pitch review or whatever, the pitch meeting?
Oh, pitch meetings, Ryan George. I love him.
Yeah, that sounds like you're going to give her a good review because the implication, right? That sounds like the start of a skit or something.
Barely an inconvenience. All right, we're gonna wrap it at that. David from Flix Talk, tell the good people where they can find you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me once again, Burns.
Dude, I love having you on the show, man. If you ever want to just come on full time, no pressure. But like, if you want to come on, like, if you want to be like the Steve Martin of SNL, where like you come on like 5 times a month or some shit, like, oh, he's not in the cast, but he just keeps showing up.
Well, I wanted to ask you: Are you part of AMC? Do you do the AMC stub?
Yes,
thing?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so do you do the unseen screen?
Yeah, I saw the Life of Chuck on that one. Yep.
Oh, that's right, you did. Okay, so I have a feeling that next week they're going to be doing Together, that movie with Dave Franco and his wife Brie Allison, not
Larson.
No, I'm sorry,
Allison Brie.
Allison Brie. Yes, that's a horror movie. I have a feeling that's going to be, because it comes out like a week before. Do you want to talk that? Because
I would love to talk that, man.
Have you seen the trailer for that?
I have, pretty wild. And I heard the controversy that they're being taken to court for stealing it.
Supposedly the story is the same as something that was written back in 2019 or something, or 2020.
But I do want to see it.
It looks like a good, like, I'm a huge body, like, horror body morph type of guy. So if that one's good, I mean, we could talk. I mean, if it's bad too, we could talk it. But I know that's something coming up.
I'll talk about a bad movie too, man. Sometimes that's more fun, especially for like live streams.
Yeah, I like the weirdness of it, and I mean, a simple cabin in the woods type of movie. Why not?
Yeah, but yeah, man. When is that? When's this Screen Unseen?
It's next Monday. I'm just basing it off of it's one of those like Chills and Thrills AMC Unseen. So I'm like, it's got to be that, because it does come out not this Friday, but next Friday. So I think they might do an early screening of it, and it's like the same exact runtime, like an hour 42.
Well, I'll tell you what. If it's Monday, because we do the show on Mondays.
Shows. Yeah.
So if it's Monday at 7, right? How about we do the show on Tuesday?
Sure.
Like, I'll just tell them like we'll do Tuesday Night Live, because like obviously we can't be at 2 places at once, and then man. So yeah,
Or we
so
could talk about it the following Monday, or whatever works out.
whatever you want. But yeah, dude, you're. I don't want to annoy anybody who's been on the show before, but like, I feel like we gel with like the movie talk and stuff. Like you have a vast knowledge of it all. You're very professional. You know, you're. I don't know. Like, we have a good like energy here, and like, I'm always happy to have you back on the show.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Yeah. Yeah, so if you real quick, if you guys are don't know about my channel, I do movie reactions, I do movie reviews, movie news. I'm starting to implement, and a lot of live streams. So definitely check it out if you guys want to join a cool community of just cinephiles. I also have Patreon, which I do full movie reactions on there. You guys know how it is though on YouTube. Sometimes they like to block a lot of my crap, so bear with me when it comes to the movie reactions. I just started getting into the Twilight Zone from 1959, which I
watched that too.
Oh, thank you.
I watched the first 2 episodes. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, thanks, man. People are loving it too. I'm getting a lot of the older crowd like, "Oh, I was around, during that time and stuff." And I love them just filling the comments with their, nostalgic memories and stuff. And I'm trying to do 2 episodes a week on the channel. So that's kind of like a little challenge for me to kind of implement. But I'm having a fun time just talking movies or movie news. If you guys join a live stream, you guys know that we talk everything under the sun. I mean, I was talking about Carnival Cruise controversy. I was talking about, Superman. I'm talking about everything that's under
Will
the sun.
Smith.
People, yeah, Will Smith, stuff like that. I'll talk about really anything that the community wants to kind of pick my brain about. I just have a good time with it, and I try to be, well-rounded, because I think we all have like different subject material that we like to talk about, and it's, it's fun.
Absolutely. So guys, go check out Flix Talk. He's you can find him at Flix Talk across the board on all social medias. And as far as my channel, I'm Johnny Burns here on Burns Reviews. We do End and Explain videos. We do Blu-ray trips. We do video essays. We have a big niche with Terrifier. Like, we got like over 20 videos on the Terrifier playlist. Those are the ones that are like the big bangers. We do horror movies. Like, the Terrifier ones have like 125,000 views on each video. I'm like, holy shit. I got another one in the can. I'm editing it right now. But we love talking about Terrifier. And every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're here on the show doing the podcast Monday Night Live with Johnny Burns. This is the second time we've had Flix Talk. It's been great. Can't wait to have you back on. And thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, give the thumbs up, all that stuff. You know what the deal is. And we will see you next Monday. Thank you so much for watching, and be well to each other.
Take care, guys. Peace.